2. Hello, everybody. You listen to a Coffees with Toffees podcast. I'll be your host, Flub, and this is the Flupdate. And it's actually a very special episode of the Flupdate. We are going to be doing a patch note review over the 7.002 patch, and I have a guest with me tonight. We are going to be kind of dissecting this game for you, showing you guys what is possible to have in Dota. He's a very good friend of mine. He played it for my old team on our dotp team for Ham, or Hakuna Mirana, as some of you might know. He was our offlaner. He's a very good player. He's actually given me plenty of tips and plenty of things to learn on. So I wanted to pick his brain for this and kind of give you guys the insight that I have from him on a weekly basis. So without further ado, I want to introduce Skrunk.
Hey, what's up? Yeah, like you said, I'm Skrunk. I've been playing with Flub for a couple of years now. Been playing Dota for 5 years pretty regularly. I'm 4.9k solo, and I did play offlane for quite a long time, but I'm kind of going more towards support now. Kind of just taking a break from competitive and doing some pubs. But yeah, like Flub said, I was on a team with him for a while, and we're gonna get into this patch with you guys.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad that you're going back to support. Now we can talk about the support ways, the good ways to do the game, the best ways to play the game.
The most important players on the map at all times.
Exactly. So first off, I wanted to kind of introduce to you guys what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be going into gameplay changes, item changes, map changes, and hero talent changes. So that's kind of how the rhythm of this is going to go. There's going to be some interlapping between it. So it's not like completely mashed out, but at least you guys will be able to skip to certain areas to understand where you're wanting to go within the patch. So first off, we got the gameplay changes. I'm going to just list through them all real quick, and me and Skrunk are then going to talk about them. So first off, we got the shrines. The shrines are now vulnerable after the tier 3 towers die, or a tier 3 tower dies. And it's the same as the ones that are in the base, and rather than all of the tier 2 towers dying. So just one tier 3 tower dies, and you guys can go back and take out those all too important shrines. If you don't want to get the racks at that time. There's also sentry wards. They are now available in packs of 1, so obviously they can be bought for 100 gold instead of 200 gold. And Lycan is added to Captain's mode. Personally, I think as a support, I love the whole sentry ward being down to 1 for 100 gold, especially in pubs. I think that all of them are pretty big changes, though. Sentry wards being down to 1 gold isn't gonna. I'm sorry, 1 per 100 gold isn't gonna matter that much for competitive gameplay. It isn't gonna probably matter that much for team gameplay in general, because you generally want 2 to start the game with in those particular situations. But in pubs, when you can be more greedy, I think that it has a stronger pool to have that extra 100 gold on your person, because you can't necessarily depend on certain things to happen with supports, especially if no one's really helping you out and you're playing like a bounty hunter support. It'd be nice to just have 1 sentry if you're playing a 5 bounty hunter in the dire situations of a pub. Skrunk,
Yeah.
what do you think is such a big deal about these 3?
Well, the century change seems like it's something that should have been done a long time ago. I know it's something people have been asking for a long time, so it's kind of nice to see them finally do it. And it's just pretty nice. Like, you can start with 1 century and a mango, or 1 century and a salve on your support heroes. I had a game earlier where each support started with 1 century at the start of the game, so kind of bore the burden a little bit more equally there, which is a cool change. But I think the more impactful change is the shrine changes. Being able to take out the shrines with just 1 T3 tower definitely changes up the flow of the game a lot. I noticed before there was kind of a formulaic way that a lot of games were going, where one team would win the majority of mid-game fights, and they could just, take the T2s, then go take the shrines, then take Roche, and then they were like in a very dominating position at that point. So this change definitely makes things a little bit more interesting, kind of buffs early push strats a little bit. If you can break high ground early, get those shrines, take map control, that's really nice without having to travel all over the map and get every single lane. Um, so it's definitely interesting. What do you think about that one?
Yeah, I think that I hear you, and that's a really good point, Skrunk. That when it became formulaic, and you never want Dota to ever have that situation. You want to have innovation and freedom to do certain things, and there was a certain this is how you played the game, this is how you beat it at that point. I think though tier two towers having that reason to kill all the tier two towers was really nice though because it kind of convinced players to play as a pub a little bit more as a team because you had to go and take things as an objective,
Mm-hmm.
and I could kind of like route people in position of being, as playing a support player, you kind of have to tell people where to go on the map and kind of route them to ganks and when pushes are important and things like that. And it just kind of made the flow of the game make more sense because people had a general understanding of that.
Yeah,
Um,
like it gives you a little bit of leverage over people listening to you because you can be like, "Hey guys, let's go bottom. Then we can get the shrines after," and everyone's gonna say, "Oh yeah, that's a good idea,"
yeah,
and go do that.
the
But
enticing
now
thing
you
for
actually have to
people.
break the high ground.
Yeah, it's true. And breaking high ground, especially with with popular heroes like Pudge, Sniper, it's very very hard to do that right now. And I mean they did change a little bit further in this patch, but it's not. I don't know. I still think it could be not enough at the same time. Um, Also, liking being added to CM, I don't really have any feelings about that. Do you? Do you really think that he's crazy at all?
Not really. I mean, he's still liking the. He got picked by Team Liquid earlier, which was cool. But I don't think he's gonna break the meta or anything. I'm sure he'll be picked.
Yeah.
But I think what they were doing was they're running Caudal Lycan, and they were using Caudal Ags to heal up massive minion pushes with like Force Spirits and Lycan and stuff. So it's a
Gotcha.
good hero.
Yeah. That's cool. That's really cool. Yeah, I didn't get the chance to see any of the games out today because I was in school all day, but that's awesome.
Yeah, so he's definitely a hero that people are going to experiment with. I think he should be in captain's mode. I don't think he's super broken. I
Yeah.
know the heal is pretty sweet though, so I think he'll be a competitive hero.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see people like in competitive. You can get that extra when you have like those heals or stuff that you don't normally see. It's
Yeah,
really cool to see someone like live barely on the edge because of that.
yeah, and
So
it's global too, so it's pretty. You can do
yeah,
it like, in a lot of situations, kind of like tree heal.
yeah, true. And it's always fun seeing people get away with tree heal at the very very edges of death.
Yeah, true. And like you're like, oh, he wouldn't have got away if it wasn't nighttime there, for example. Like it adds some cool stuff like that.
Yeah, adds another layer to the game, which is fun. So now that we're gonna move on to the items now, and it kind of has creeps in it a little bit, just one. So I'm gonna kind of lump them together because it kind of goes with Helm of Dominator. I'm gonna just kind of run through what Helm of Dominator's changes are. So the Satyr, Tricksters, Purge, the creep that a lot of people have been getting lately. It's slow, went from 100, 80, 60, 40, 20 to over 5 seconds, over 5 seconds to 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. So very, very, very lessened that creep ability and lessened the potential that it had, which I think is very good because that creep was getting way too much attention. It obviously needed a nerf. Um,
Yeah.
Helm of the Dominator stats all went from 6 to 4, and now Helm of the Dominator creeps now give a constant 125 gold bounty. So do you think that this has kind of affected Helm of the Dominator too much? Do you think that it's still going to be as popular, or
I still think it's going to be a popular item. I think it was a well, it was like a good nerf, well deserved. I still think people are going to be picking it up all the time. You know,
yeah,
it's still a great item. It's still cheap. Um, a lot of those creeps abilities are still extremely powerful. The satyr got his slow nerfed by 50%, but it's still a purge, which can be useful.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I still think you're going to be seeing this all over the place. What about you?
Yeah, I think it's still going to be used. I think that obviously one thing that we've always talked about is the Dark Seer combo. I mean, whack wall vac and then the freaking
Yeah,
ion shell on the
it's pretty
stomp
cool.
creep. Yeah, it's so good right now.
Darkseer
And
got pretty nerfed though. I mean, we'll get to that later, but
yeah,
it's mana
it's true.
costs.
It's true. So that combo
So
might not be quite as good.
yeah,
So the thing is, though, there's a lot. You're right. Still a very versatile item, and it still does a lot. I just, with the stats going all from 6 to 4, I feel like it's not quite as packing of a punch, like of an item to get now. Um, Whereas it used to be like, oh god, this gave regen, a bunch of
yeah,
stats. It was really really good.
yeah. It's definitely a substantial nerf. Um, so maybe you'll see heroes like Luna or something like opting to get other things instead of that. But I still think you're going to be seeing it picked up on, like your juggernauts or I mean, when it first came out, everyone was saying this is going to be a support item, remember? And it's
Yeah,
it's still like any position can buy it sort of thing. But yeah, maybe you'll be seeing it less on the carries since of that little stat nerf.
yeah,
But
that's true.
I still think it'll be popular.
Yeah, I also think that um, I think that there's so the constant 125 gold bounty. Did I like miss out? Is that a new thing or is that like
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what it was before. I'm guessing that it's more gold than it used to be.
okay,
I
okay,
think before it was just the creep value.
okay,
Maybe it was like the creep value plus an amount. I think that's what it was before. So if you had like the purge creep, that's not a very valuable creep, so you would get not much. So I think that's why they changed it.
hmm, gotcha. So maybe this is kind of like a way to go like a lesser hand of Midas now. Maybe kind of like I mean it's not lesser hand of Midas. It's just like a way that still helps in farming, kind of, but still gives you a
Yeah,
active ability from getting creeps.
yeah, and I mean it's a sieging item, and I feel like the big thing with Helm of the Dome is you have to decide what you're going to go instead of it. If it's such an item that you're not going to like, if the nerf was big enough that you're not going to pick it up, what are you going to get instead? And so the answers are like drums, dragon lance if you're a ranged hero. Um, I'm not sure what else, but small items like that. And I feel like it still outclasses drums on a lot of melee heroes, but heroes might like range heroes might still pick up dragon lance instead of it now.
Yeah,
Um, or they might get both, but
yeah. Well, we're gonna move on to the next three items. I'm just gonna do it by groups of three, everyone. So we're gonna go into Shadow Walk for Silver Edge. The damage went down from 125. I'm sorry, 225 to 200. Not a really big change. Tome of Knowledge, additional XP per tome used. It went from 100 to 135. And Blade Mail damage no longer spell steals off of the return damage. Um, so the first two, I don't really think matter that much. It's just little changes, but I personally love the blade mail change. What about you, Skrunk?
oh man, I mean, I don't love it because I thought the quap thing was really cool, but I guess it was kind of cheesy, so it makes sense that they nerfed it.
I mean, thematically, it makes sense. I like the whole like she's the queen of pain, and she like likes to deal pain to
Yeah,
everyone at
takes
all
pain,
times.
gives pain.
Yeah, but oh my god, dude, I cannot play those games where I had a Quap off lane and then suddenly she comes in and hits level 25 and oh my god, this thing can't die. It's like tankier than a freaking centaur with like 5 hearts and can blink away while getting hit. It's just
Yeah, no, it was pretty stupid, so it makes sense. Uh, yeah, they could have done like a percentage, but no, they just took it out completely, which I understand because Quap was pretty much unkillable, and it was such a weird power spike because it was like late in the game too.
yeah, yeah.
So
And she had to like
That's
build her items for it too, and
yeah, yeah. It was like once 35 minutes gets here, I'll be good.
I'll be the true Queen of Pain. But for now, I'm just gonna be like a half Queen of Pain, and
Yeah,
then come in and be like twice the hero that I was before. It's just insane. But
yeah.
that
So goodbye to that.
yeah, goodbye to that. Now they did change the next three items. Not too big of a change, but worthy to note. Dragonlance agility went down from 14 to 13. Battle Fury radius went from 280 to 300. Battle Fury distance from 520 to 570. All those changes aren't that big a deal, though I'm not really the carry player, so I'm not really don't really have too much to judge on that. Do you have any thoughts on it, Skrunk?
I'm not sure why they're nerfing Battle Fury. It seems kind of strange.
Well,
It doesn't.
they're making it better, right? Because they went from 280 to
Oh,
300.
my bad. Okay, cool. They're making it better. That makes a lot more sense.
Okay,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, I don't buy Battle Fury, so I don't know. Dragonlance is still a great item, so I don't think that will change much.
Yeah. I don't think you can unless they seriously nerf Dragonlance like to the ground. There's people aren't gonna really stop picking it up.
Yeah, and there's like no heroes that build Battle Fury right now, so that makes sense. Like AM and that's it, I think.
Yeah,
Maybe
pretty
PA
much.
sometimes.
Yeah, and if you get like six slotted on a Magnus for some reason, and you're going carry build, but
Yeah.
that's just a joke build. So I mean,
Same with like Sven Battle Furies and stuff like that.
yeah, exactly.
Just silly.
Silly stuff, but there's no real reason for it right now. So moving on to the next three, we're gonna go into Bloodthorn getting a cooldown reduction. I'm sorry, cooldown gain from 11 to 13. And then we got Solar Crest armor goes from 10 to 12, transferring to ally slash enemy for both. And we got I'm gonna do four here because it kind of goes into it. Sage main chance goes from 24 to 30, and then Sage and Yasha greater main chance goes from 30 to 35. Anything really jumping out from those four from you?
Solar Crest, nice buff. Sanjin Yasha, it's kind of cool. Uh, I mean, I don't think you'll notice it that much, but I feel like Sanjin Yasha has kind of been outshined by other items with the power creep going up a little bit, so it makes sense that it's getting buffed.
Yeah, exactly. I just feel like, I mean, it's kind of back to the Dragonlance thing, right? I mean, it offers agility and strength and gives you more ranged. So it kind of feels like Sage and Yasha just doesn't have the same effect that it used to because of the Dragonlance. And I know it makes you faster and it gives you that chance to slow, but I would just rather have the ranged for a cheaper amount, personally.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't see many people buying Sanjin Yashas now.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna go into another four here. Heaven's Halberd got changed up a little bit, or yeah, Heaven's Halberd. The main chance once again got changed. Very similar to how Sage works. It went from 24% to 35%, pretty decent. The cooldown on it went from 30 to 22 though. That's something I'll have to talk about. Regen Rune now has the same disable. I'm sorry, same damage dispel rules as Healing Salve, and Aegis expired regen now has the same damage dispelling rules as Healing Salve. I think kind of besides Heaven's Halberd, because whatever, that's kind of cool for main chance, but the Heaven's Halberd cooldown and Regen Rune and Aegis, all those three are pretty big changes in my opinion. Um, what do you like the best out of those?
I mean, what I'm happiest with is the regen rune not getting canceled by creeps. That's really nice for like lots of different situations. If you're a storm jumping around creep waves, cutting creep waves with regen rune on is pretty wild. So
Yeah, as an axe.
seems like some potential there.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
axe or storm. Yeah, um, really good buff to just bottle users and people like mid laners
Oh yeah,
getting
most
regen
definitely,
rune.
most definitely. And it's nice that they did that for Aegis. I mean, obviously they did it because of the regen rune, but I don't I mean, it's not that big of a deal because a lot of times if people are getting hit while the regen is happening from that, it can kind of be screwed up by creeps randomly in the wrong situation. But most of the time, whenever I have that happening to me and like I'm getting hit, it's generally by a hero because I'm putting myself in a really hard position. So I don't I don't think that's really that big a buff. Heaven's Halberd going from 30 to 22 though, I might pick up that item now. That's a much quicker cooldown. What
Yeah,
think
it's
you?
pretty nice. I mean, it's you can get it off multiple times in team fights now, which is pretty good, especially with the current meta, how long some of these team fights are going on. Um, Still very situational, of course. Like you want to be getting it against Monkey Kings and PAs and heroes that have, the majority of their damage in their right click.
Most
Um,
definitely.
but yeah, I mean, I think it's awesome. Heaven's Halberd doesn't get enough love, and it seems like a good buff to it.
Yeah, it seems like, in my opinion, it could be. It used to be something that was built on Spirit Breaker, and I could see myself building it on Spirit Breaker again after these changes. Um, Kind of go in, stun everyone up, have that cooldown happen. I can put it on someone in the beginning of a fight that I'm not stunning up. Kind of give like
Hmm.
another CC available to me while taking up, and I mean the main chance isn't like it isn't worth like a bunch, but going from 24 to 35 and having that cooldown, I think it makes it a viable item again.
Yeah, I mean that's every third hit you'll get a meme chance,
Yeah,
so that's pretty good for chasing people down on tanky heroes and stuff.
especially with people with right click stun.
Yeah, like
Um,
bashing heroes like Slardar and stuff.
yeah, so it could be something nice to pick up on Slaughter too.
Yeah,
Um,
true. Instead of like Armlet, or
yeah,
Echo Saber after you get your blink, could be cool.
yeah. So then now we're gonna go into kind of the map changes, and it's kind of item and map changes, kind of like gonna lump them together a little bit because I'm gonna talk about observer wards too. But observer wards now have Fog of War Simulator, um, and it kind of like so basically if you click on the ward, it gives you like a blue area and you can see it a little bit clearer, and taking trees into account and everything. It's kind of useful.
I love
Um,
it. I mean, it's just a quality of life change, right?
yeah,
So it's cool to see. I mean, we've all had those moments where we place a ward and then we realize a tree blocks like half of its vision, so it just kind of prevents that. And it's one of these newer UI improvements to try to entice newer players into the game, kind of slash give you more information, kind of like the spawn boxes and stuff,
yeah.
more stuff in that realm.
I kind of have that old Dota player mentality though.
Yeah,
Like, man, I suffered with this for 10 years. You guys should have to suffer through it too.
yeah,
But
no, I know what you mean.
yeah, you're right. You're right. Quality of life. I want to get new players in here. I'll save my cynicism, I guess, and let the new players have an easier time.
Yeah,
Um,
it's just like making the information more readily available. I mean, I know there's I get what you're saying because I know all Dota players have that reaction. One thing my brother has argued with me about is whether or not they should show mana bars underneath heroes' health bars because that would be an increase in information that you can have, and that's the line for me. I'm like, no, I do not want mana bars. You gotta left click those heroes like the rest of us. So
yep, exactly. I see that all the time in Reddit, and I'm like, nope. I hope they never institute that, but I
yeah,
feel it
please
coming,
ice
man.
frog.
I
I
feel it
know, I
coming.
know. It's I really hope they don't, but we'll see.
Yep. All right. So then, towers. Towers no longer attack neutral team units. What's that exactly mean?
So there was this thing that like high MMR players were doing where they were like pulling large camps into the mid T2 tower so that the tower would hit the large camp creep a
Oh,
few times and then they could
yeah,
kill it at like a minute into the game.
yeah.
Um, so they just nerfed that, which is good because I didn't want to learn how to do that anyway.
Yeah, I hear you. But the craziest change, I think this entire patch is the next one coming up here, and its following abilities cause neutrals to temporarily not draw aggro. meat hook, telekinesis, and toss. And it's funny because I just learned how to hook pretty much every camp in the map like last week. So, of course, this gets nerfed right when I learn something awesome.
Yeah,
Ugh.
that's Dota for you. Can you explain that a little bit more? Because I like I'm not super familiar with what was going on through this
So,
change.
besides with telekinesis and toss, what you could do is you could go to like the ancients from the radiant side, and you could actually throw them into lane, and they would draw aggro, and you could pull
Oh,
ancients from radiant, and like in it wasn't DAC, it was the pit tournament. They were actually doing it in the finals and like denied Sumael like 4 creep waves with it. Um,
okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Okay.
just
Yeah.
insane. And then meat hook, like you could get crazy different neutrals. Like I could pull from deep and dire jungle to any lane I wanted to, pretty much. And there was only like 2 camps I couldn't pull, and I could pull them if I got a 4 staff.
So
So
basically, you can still hook the creep into the creep wave, but they just won't aggro each other anymore.
right,
Okay.
which I mean that's fine. And they're not like you were saying before. The towers aren't going to attack them, so you can't like hook them and still do the creep camp either.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
um,
Well, I mean, that sucks that you learned how to do it and then it just got nerfed. But I'm kind of happy for myself.
yeah, yeah, I understand. It was a dumb thing that like long live Pudge Rain, but it should not exist. It
Yeah, it's just one of
yeah.
those game mechanics.
Yep. All right, so then moving on, we're gonna go into they added more trees for TP and cover around the Dire Towers. Uh, I I mean that's cool, but I didn't really think it was needed. Um, they swapped the Dire secondary jungle ancients and the medium camp spots and improved the spawn boxes and stackability. And they have a dire ward spot. They added a dire ward spot to the left of the ancients that no longer gives vision over the rune area in front of Roche. Um, or they didn't add it. I guess they took it away. The dire ward spot to the left of the ancients no
Is
longer
that to
gives
the
vision.
left of Dire Ancients?
Yeah, it says left of ancients, not even dire ancients. Left of ancients no longer gives vision. So I'm guessing the radiant spot. That's
Yeah, like the uphill near mid lane, like where the Radiant Ancients are. Is that what it's talking about?
yeah, I guess so.
So you can't just block the Ancient Camp and give Rune Vision anymore, like you used
Yeah,
to.
yeah,
Yeah, it can make sense. It was a really good ward that like
yeah.
everyone used. So I guess they
It
want
was
to
one of my
make you choose
favorites,
between
man.
the two.
It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I know it was. Yeah, you taught me that one actually. So
uh, yep. And then there's the whole TP thing. Have you noticed that yet in games? I didn't really notice any of the cover of the
haven't
trees.
noticed it. Um, Actually, now that I think about it, yeah, I think it's just they made the trees a little bit more dense, so yeah, you can just so you can hit and TP in every lane. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like TP did
Yeah.
the trees,
Yeah, it's a little bit
and
easier to do on Radiant for sure.
it doesn't destroy the trees anymore since I think that was like 7.0 or whatever. I don't know when that was, but you can like always secret TP now most of the time unless all those trees are destroyed. Do you know what I mean? Because you used to be like when you TP'd in, it used to destroy trees, but now it doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, it it does make sense that they did that. I I think that I just didn't even like notice. Like I mean, I just casted a game and there's I realized that they have like that they needed to have that interaction where it was easier for people to TP in, but they didn't even like register with me on the map. Generally, that stuff
Yeah, I
registers.
think it's just a few trees. You know, it's not like a big difference.
Okay.
I think they're just like the same with the increased stackability for Dire. It seems like they're trying to do a few things to maybe because you know Radiant's got that insane win rate right now, and so it seems like they're doing some things to kind of buff Dire side just slightly.
Yeah, which is good. Obviously the win rate has been insane lately. So
Yeah, and that's a whole nother discussion about why that is. But
that's true. That's true. Um, so we'll move on to the next thing, which is there is a slight adjustment to um, the dire secondary jungle bounty rune for it's further back. I think that's because they probably wanted to have a an easier way to get to lane to block, right? I'm
Yeah,
assuming for
maybe.
mid. Okay. I mean that makes sense. It was really hard to get to. It's really hard on both lanes to get to there and block from rune. So that makes sense.
Yeah,
Um,
maybe they just want to make it a little bit safer to get or harder to roam on.
yeah, yeah.
Like
Uh,
those level one roams on the enemy rune. Maybe they're
yeah,
trying to make it harder for Radiant to do that, I guess, or something.
yeah. That's true. Because that's how I get a lot of my early first bloods.
Yeah,
So
you're just like, guys, let's go.
let's smoke like almost every game, man. It's 80% of my games I'm smoking for first blood. I swear.
Yep, it's
Um,
awesome.
yeah. Uh, so then we go on to reduce spawn box sizes for both dire hard camps. I didn't really think that that mattered that much. I don't know. I didn't really have that much problem. Um, Shifted down spawn boxes, so they're fixing different like spawn boxes and stuff. There's trees for people being stuck for ancients being stuck in trees. Nothing really that big, just some dire changes to the camps of stacking. Do you notice anything with stacking the camps at all, or
I've played a couple games. I haven't noticed anything. I mean,
yeah,
just it's just minor, like buffs, I guess, to the dire secondary jungle. That's
right?
all it is.
Yeah, that's I mean, and that's important to have. So,
Yeah.
all right. Well, we're moving on to the most important thing, the thing that everyone wants to know about the hero changes, the talent changes. So first off, we'll start off with a boring one, Abaddon. Abaddon went from 15 XP to 20 XP. Um, we're not going to talk about this too much because obviously this is a little thing, but this is the first one to come up, and every time we go through one of these things, I won't talk about it too much. But what do you think about this for this thing? Just a small change? You don't really.
Yeah, it's super minor. I don't even know what to say about it. I guess. I mean, I feel like Ice Frog is just going through and seeing these heroes that have, slightly below average win rates and just tweaking them up a little bit. It feels like that's what it is.
Yep. I think that's a good thing to say for pretty much a lot of these things. So I'm gonna skip over a few of them and kind of go over the more important ones. So Alchemist change at level 15. His went from plus 15 move speed to 80 plus 80 unstable concoction damage, and his level 25 talent went from minus 4 acid spray armor to minus 5. Um, Personally, I don't think it's really that big a deal. I almost think it was a nerf. Don't you? I don't really think 80 concoction damage is worth the 15 move speed.
It's kind of like a ode to the old support alchemist, where you would max your concoction and just like toss it on people.
Yep. Yeah.
So I
I
feel like that's what they're trying to bring back a little bit with that one.
maybe. And the acid spray, like yeah, that's good. We talked about that in our old patch on the .p channel. The we talked about how the acid spray armor, but like going one more isn't really gonna make that big of a difference.
Yeah, it's minor.
Negligible. Yeah. All right, so then AA at level 15, his regen was at 25. Now they bumped it up to 30 for that talent. You can get plus 25% plus 25 regen per second, or plus now plus 30. They also changed his 15 talent of plus 15 intelligence to a 1 second cooldown reduction off of Ice Vortex. They also have a level 20 talent that has a 30-second respawn timer, minus 30-second respawn timer, and now it's 35 seconds. Obviously, the other ones are just to bump it up, make them a little bit better, but I think that level 15 talent for minus 1 Ice Vortex cooldown is actually kind of a big buff to him. Um, what do you think about it?
Yeah, I mean it. It's when I look at it, I'm like kind of feeling like 15 int was better, but when I think about how games actually play out on AA, you're casting Ice Vortex a lot all over the place. So I think I would actually go for that talent.
Yeah,
but 30 health regen is really insane. The thing is, you're just not putting yourself in harm's way on AA a lot to like take advantage of it, which I guess is why the number is so high. Like you wouldn't see this talent on Ogre or something like that.
right.
Um, so yeah, I think I would go with the Ice Vortex.
Yeah, I think that I think that Ice Vortex is just better because it gives you vision. You know, it's a area thing that gives you a
Yeah,
small amount of vision, gives a gives a slow,
the
does
spell amp
minus
too.
spell amp exactly, and like having those in an area in a team fight or having those just added bonuses that you can do, um, makes that really nice. And at level 15, you're probably gonna have a few levels in it anyway. Even if you go the other build where you pretty much don't put too many in it, you're still gonna have probably 3 levels in it at level 15, which still makes it pretty useful. And it's gonna be more useful as time goes on in those team fights that are
Yeah,
yeah that extra damage will help out instead of intelligence, which will help your right click and maybe get some more spells off. Uh,
yeah. I mean, I haven't played AA in a while. I used to play him a lot. So this is kind of making me want to go play him. But yeah, I do the max Ice Vortex build too. Um, get like 2 points in your Chilling Touch, but I really like Ice Vortex. I feel like it's his main ability in a lot of ways before his ult.
yeah,
So seems like a good
yeah.
buff. I agree with you there.
So anti-mage got a level 10 talent has changed from +6 strength to plus 150 health. His level 15 talent went from 250 health to 1 second off blink cooldown, and his level 25 talent from 2 seconds off blink cooldown to a 50 seconds off of mana void cooldown. This is massive, in my opinion. Um, I was talking kind of crap earlier about Anti-Mage, where he was like the only one that's building Battle Fury. Um, it's pretty insane that, I mean, you don't really need the strength on him, you just need the health. So that first talent is kind of a big buff. The blink cooldown is a little bit earlier, and it's only 1 second, but still it's 1 second. And 50 seconds off Mana Void is insane. Um, what's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, it seems like the 25 talent has changed to be a way bigger power spike than it was before. You're going to have Mana Void on a 20-second cooldown, which is really insane. So, looks like some AM buffs. And yeah, I like it. I mean, the blink cooldown is good. It comes earlier, so I think that's better. I think overall this is a pretty big buff.
Yeah, I think. Do you think that he'll be? I mean, he's already been picked in professional league a little bit. Do you think that he's going to get picked more at this point? Do you think that he's going to be maybe like first pick, second round phase type deal where he's kind of more sought after?
I'm not sure. I mean, it depends on the strategy. I still think he might be picked a little bit more often.
Yeah,
Um, Hard to say, but it's one of those things where if you want to go for the four protect one style strat, he's going to be a little bit more of a viable option. I mean, he was before, but I feel like this just makes him a little bit better.
yeah, definitely. All right, so we're gonna move on to Arc Warden. At level 10, his talent got switched from 125 health to 200 flux DPS. I'm sorry, not 220 flux DPS. 200 would be insane. And then his level 15 talent went from +8 strength to 200 health. Personally, I think Arc Warden sucks right now. I just don't think he's a good hero. Um, no amount of buffs or changes to his talents, unless they're massive, are gonna fix that hero right now.
Yeah, ever since they changed the like being able to duplicate salves and bottle and stuff, this year has been really garbage. So I don't think this matters a whole lot.
Yeah, it's not really gonna change anything. And then, so then we go move on to Axe. His level 20 talent got changed from 30 move speed to 35. Like we said earlier, we're not gonna talk about this stuff. Whatever. That's a change.
Yeah.
Uh, Bane is his level 20 talent went from +35 move speed to +75 enfeeble reduction damage. And then his level 25 talent went from 120 enfeeble reduction damage to a plus 75 move speed.
Geez, that is a lot of move speed that you can get.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't
So
know
I'm gonna
how effective it is.
I'm gonna let you talk on this one first, and then because I got a lot to say on this one.
All right, well, I mean, I don't have a lot to say, but I know that the enfeeble maxing thing has tilted some players that I play with in the past, like the enfeeble maxing Bane, but I haven't seen it a lot. But it does seem like the enfeeble max build seems really good at just shutting down one core, so that's cool. Now you get that earlier. Um,
Yeah,
what is his other 25 talent besides the 75 move speed? Let me look it up real quick.
so real quick before going into it, I think the 25 talent is like an extra 100 on his brain sap or something, where he gets like more life from it and he deals more damage, or like it goes on like a quicker cooldown or something.
Yes, you're right. Plus 200 brain sap damage, less heal.
Okay.
So, what do you think about these changes?
I liked like when I first saw the 7.0 patch, I thought that Bane was going to be awesome. Now I was severely disappointed in like the amount that he is used now, and people don't think he's good at all, and probably to good reason. His sleep just is not very good versus a team that knows what they're doing and understands when to deny off the sleep and move it all back. Um, but if I'm gonna play Bane and I had the situation before, I always kind of went the enfeeble route. I enjoyed that when it was 120 at level 25 over the brain sap. But now that that's 75 damage at level 20, that's even better in my opinion because I want that to come out earlier so it matters more in a team fight and it makes the carry just complete crap at a certain level. And level 20, yes, it's pretty far in, especially as a support. But man, that is a lot of extra damage to be crappy with. That's like
Yeah,
200 damage
it's
off of.
195. You're going to be reducing their damage by, which is super impactful.
Yeah,
So, yeah, I
I
get that.
I think that's incredible just to have that earlier. And the plus 75 move speed, I'm not sure if I'd get that over the more brain sap, but I think it's a better trade off than it was before. I liked the enfeeble more personally, and I saw other people who enjoyed the brain sap more and always picked that up. But I think this offers more of a varied situation where like it's better sometimes to have the move speed on Bane, obviously, to get to certain places and get to certain timings. But if you have a blink dagger already, then you know you don't really need that. And feeble, I mean, brain sap makes more sense. So I like the changes as a whole. I think that one of the best changes that they made this patch.
Yeah, yeah. I think that Bane suffers because a lot of this patch is constant fighting. So you see heroes that have like low cooldown ultimates or low cooldown skills like Slardar and SF. Heroes like that doing well that can always fight. Bane has this long cooldown channel alt that can get interrupted, so he kind of suffers in this patch a little bit. But the enfeeble is kind of the constant irritation that a hero needs to have to excel in this meta. So I think that could, you know, be something that people do.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Um, well, we should probably move on. Sadly, I don't want to though. But we'll move on to Batrider. Batrider's 15 talent got changed from 175 to 200. Not
Nothing much
worthy.
there.
Yeah. Beastmaster. Beastmaster's level 10 talent got changed from 15 to 20. Not that big a deal. XP. I'm sorry. 15 XP gain. I didn't say what it was. 15 XP gain to 20 XP gain. Um, then at level 15, he got a he still had a respawn timer minus 30 seconds, and it got moved to minus 35. Um, we got a level 20 talent, 300 health to 350. All these little minor changes. The real thing about it, though, is their level 25 talent got changed from 175 wild axes damage to 250 wild axes damage. As a resident Beastmaster player, well, used to be resident Beastmaster player, what do you think about this, man?
It's just like small buffs on all of his talents. He wasn't getting picked a lot, so that's probably why. Like I said, he suffers from the high cooldown like deficiency that you don't really want to have this patch. Like he has his roar, which is nice, but it's you can only use it once in a fight. So just minor buffs. I mean, the wild axis damage is nice. So it's between that or 120 base damage. So I feel like I would get the wild axes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't really feel like there's much to this. Just small buffs on everything.
Hmm. Yeah. Um, all right, so then we move on to Bloodseeker. Bloodseeker's level 10 talent got changed from plus 5 armor to plus 250. I'm sorry, 200 health. The level 15 talent is plus 250 health and got changed to plus 75 blood of right damage. And his level 20 talent got a difference altogether. It used to be minus 30 respawn timer and got a plus 14% to rupture damage. Um, some interesting ideas here. They made him a lot less tanky, and they added a lot more to his damage side. It's funny. I've actually seen people being playing Bloodseeker a lot lately, and it seems like they've had great success pretty much rushing well, besides boots, but they would rush the blade mail and kind of take advantage of his tankiness. So I'm kind of interested what's going to happen in pubs. Do you think that this is going to really change anything, or people still going to go blade mail, you think?
I don't know. I don't play Bloodseeker like ever. One of my least played heroes. So I know you've been playing him somewhat. So I don't
Yep.
even know what items I would go on him if I played him. You know.
Yeah, I think I would still go. I would still go that. It's funny. Yeah, I've been playing him very little, but I did get to play a Radiance build on him, and that was so much fun. But I don't know if I'm like
It's
the
not like it used
resident
to be.
player. Yeah, because I do silly stuff every once in a while like that. Radiance Bloodseeker. So
Well, do you still, if you
yeah,
put Blood Red on yourself and you get creep kills from Radiance, do you still heal off of it?
yeah,
Oh, okay. So that's kind of like the old school.
yeah.
Nice. That's cool.
So there's that, and there's also like there's some really cool things about having the radiance on and basically running around and not being like getting someone low and just dodging around with your movement speed and being able to heal off of that and just kind of slowly kill people as you're running alongside because the buff to it was if it's not on an illusion, and he's not an illusion hero, so it kind of works out a little bit.
Yeah, like kind of chase the low HP hero back while you're dealing damage to the other heroes. So you can have that buff.
Exactly.
Seems kind of cool.
Yeah, and miss chance is always nice. Um, so it's not something I necessarily suggest, but it's fun every once in a while.
Yeah, it's one of those if you're stomping the game
Yeah,
builds.
yeah, exactly. All right, so then we got Bounty Hunter. Bounty Hunter's Scepter now increases the Shuriken Toss mini stun duration from zero point 0.1 to 0.75. Pretty big thing. We'll get into that later. Level 10 talent went from 15 to 20 for XP gain. Um, 20 for his level 20 talent went from 100 damage to 120 damage. His other level 20 talent went from plus 8 spell amplification to plus 75% shuriken toss damage. And his level 25 talent went from plus 20 evasion to plus 25 evasion. Some minor changes in there, but it seems like they're like, all right, he's gonna be the shuriken master. Um, and that's like Scepter. I don't know if that's a big enough change to it. I know you've been playing a lot of Bounty Hunter. What are your feeling on that?
Yes, he's all about his shuriken toss, definitely. Getting 3 or 4 tracks out and getting those big AoE bounces on Shuritas is like how he does his damage in the mid to late game. So it's cool that they buffed that. I definitely like that over the 8% spell amp because spell amp didn't really do like it did Shuri damage, but it also like encouraged you to build Dagon and stuff. So I'm glad that they're taking that away. Um, and then I always went the XP gain anyway, so having it go up 5% is really nice. I also went the attack damage before, so
Mm, okay.
I think now I would get the Shuri toss damage because
Really?
it used to be because it used to be attack damage or spell amp. Now it's attack damage or Shuri toss damage. So I think I would switch to Shuriken toss because I don't right click a lot on Bounty Hunter.
Yeah.
Um, and the stun is really nice. I haven't actually gotten an Ags on him in a real game, so I don't know about that because I'm building
Yeah.
like Greaves and Vlads and stuff like that.
Right.
Um, but seems cool. It's like a longer stun.
Seems like it could be fun with a support alchemist.
Yeah. And I don't know about Bounty Hunter this patch though, because I started off winning a lot of games with him, but then I started losing a lot, and I found that I wasn't like my damage output was really low compared to other four positions, so I
Yeah.
stopped picking it.
Yeah.
So maybe this will bring it back a little bit.
Maybe. Maybe. Brewmaster. He's changed up a little bit. Fire Spirit now has phasing movement. Pretty cool. His level 10 talent went from plus 25 attack speed to plus 30. His level 15 went from 20 movement speed to plus 75 thunderclap damage. His level 20 talent went from negative 25-second respawn timer to negative 35 respawn timer. And his level 25 talent went from 14 primal split in armor per unit to 20. Uh, I think that I don't really think that much of it's that big of a deal. The respawn timer is kind of a huge deal, in my opinion, because 25 is not really that good, but 35 is awesome. And the Fire Spirit having phasing is pretty cool too. But I don't know if it's gonna make him be picked more. I don't really think it's gonna change him that much, to be
Yeah,
honest.
probably not that much, but I feel like Brewmaster's a sleeper hero. I think this is a strong hero that is not getting picked up. Um, like just like the evasion you have on him and the mischance you give people, and he just causes all these issues. I know he doesn't have like a big AoE stun like Slardar and stuff, so that's
Dude, he's my new
probably why.
sniper, man. He's like I play him as a support sometimes, and it is super strong.
Yeah, I played a game with him the other day, and I felt really strong. So, um, watch out for this hero. I think he might come back a little ways down the road.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a little ways down the road though. I think it's gonna be like next TI or something. For some
Yeah,
reason, I feel like no one's gonna pick him up right now.
it's just so fun to play with his ult. Like I love team fighting with his ultimate. You can do
Yeah,
so much, and especially the fire spirit phase, you can just throw that on someone, ignore it, and worry about your other heroes
yeah,
or
true,
whatever.
true. All right, this is one of my favorites coming up. Bristleback.
Big
His
buffs.
Oh yeah, huge buffs. Quill Spray max damage went from 450 to 550. His Vicious Goo Scepter range went from 700 to 750. His level 15 talent went from 20 plus 20 move speed to plus 4 max goo stacks. That's really important, guys. His level 20 talent went from negative 30-second respawn timer 35 to 35. We got level 25 talent went from plus 4 goo stacks to a plus 20 quill stack damage per quill stack. So that's pretty awesome. I'm gonna let you take this over first, Skrunk. Let's hear what you have to say.
The max damage is like really the biggest thing for me. Um, Being able to stack up those quill stacks in team fights and have it hit really hard towards the end. That's the biggest buff for my perspective on this.
See,
The 25 talent is actually really nice too. 20. stack damage.
Hmm. That's true.
Wait, oh, are you thinking about the 15 talent here?
Oh yeah, man, 15
Yeah.
talent all the way. That 8 goose stacks on someone at level 15. Oh my god, they're gonna have no armor.
Pretty
And
sick with the Ags too.
dude, everyone's building negative armor right now. And if you can get that Ags up, I'm really considering like building a team around giving an Ags to Bristleback as a like support alchemist or something, and just having him just wreck at
Okay,
like 20 minutes.
this is what I'm picturing. You have like your mid alk that gets like his armlet or whatever, and then he starts building Ags to give to people. You have like a bristleback and you have a venomancer on your team.
Oh my
So
god,
you give them both Ags, you slow everyone, and you like put out the Veno alt. It seems
just
kind of
death,
cool.
just death.
It's like the longer a team fight goes on, the stacks will just build up, and it'll be like a warlock. Whatever. What's that spell called that slows everybody? It'll be like that.
Uh, Upheaval.
Yeah, it'll be like an upheaval kind of, except you
Oh
don't have to
yeah,
channel it. You know what I mean?
oh
Could be
yeah.
cool.
And like, dude, the thing is if you can give him that scepter, and I'm pretty sure he can like tank. I mean, he's can already tank 3 people. I'm pretty sure he can comfortably 3v1 a team and just like push towers. Unless like all 5 are there, then he can't do that. But I don't know, man. I am kind of afraid of Bristleback and how good he's gonna be.
Yeah,
I think he's gonna be picked, man.
I kind of glossed over this talent tree the first time, but when I'm actually reading this is pretty cool. I'm gonna have to tell my brother he's a big Bristleback fan, so this
Oh
is
yeah,
pretty neat.
oh yeah. And as long as Monkey King doesn't exist in the game, he's got a life. So if you can ban out Monkey King, I think that Bristleback is a really good pick now. Um,
Cool.
but moving on, we got Broodmother. Broodmother changes needed. We have level 10 talent, 15 XP gain to 25. We got a level 10 talent that switched from 10 agility to 60 spiderling damage.
That's
Uh,
actually the spawn spiderling, which is the nuke to spawn them,
oh,
not the
okay.
spiders.
Okay. I was like, holy crap, when I
Yeah,
first read that. That makes more sense now that you're telling me. Okay, so the spawn spiderling talent, my bad. We got level 15, a plus 7 armor at plus 250 health, and level 20, a 300 health to plus 8 spiders attack damage. What do you think about this, man? I don't really play much Broodmother.
Broodmother's one of those heroes that I always try to learn, and then like I just give up because you have those games that are amazing that you like dominate, and then you have those miserable games where you can't get anything done, and it's just one of those hit or miss heroes.
Yeah.
Um, these are, I mean, I like the buff to the nuke because obviously that's good at level 10. You use that ability quite often. You're getting kills with that on supports and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely a good buff. Doesn't really change the hero like fundamentally in any way. The 20 talent seems nice, but
Yeah,
it's still a bird mother.
I think that if you got the level 10 that gave you the faster XP, you could get the damage a little bit quicker and maybe get to level 20 a little bit quicker and then get the spider attack damage. And maybe you can push a little bit faster when it like reaches like 20-minute mark or maybe 22-minute mark. You could do like the split like true really hard split pushing. Um
Yeah, yeah, you could.
yeah.
25% XP is definitely substantial.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll move on so we don't like keep you up all night. I'm just realizing the time
That's fine. Don't worry
as we're
about it.
talking.
It's a patch review, so it's kind of the nature of it.
Yep. All right. Centaur. He got a talent that gave him 35. Gave him 30 damage at level
We
10.
can
Went
skip
up
that
to
one.
35.
No big
Yep.
deal.
Skip. I'm just gonna say skip on the ones that are not important. You guys can read them a little bit later. Chaos Knight. Skip. Like little minor changes. You guys don't need to worry about it. Chen. Chen got some changes for sure. Level 10 talent. He got a 15. It was 15% plus 15 move speed, and now it's plus 25 move speed. On his level 15 talent, he got a plus 5 spell amplification. That's what he had, and it went to a minus 10 test of faith cooldown. Um, and we also have a level 15 talent that was 200 health to 250. Do you think that Test of Faith cooldown is worth picking up, Jen? As a Chen.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, use Test of Fate all the time, and it's your nuke, and yeah, I'd pick that up for sure.
Yeah, I'm curious. Like spell amplification actually seemed decent on him as well, but I guess it only messed with Test of Fate, so I guess it didn't really matter.
Well, you already have 36% spell amp on your Q,
That's true.
your penitence, so
Yeah,
um, it's yeah. I mean, I like that it's I like the buffs to the skills and not just buff to flat magic damage, because then you
yeah.
get weird stuff where you're building like veils and maelstroms and just like we all know what happened to Ember.
Very true. Very true. All right, so Clinks, he's boring. Don't worry about him.
Plus three
Um,
strength. That's it. Nothing big.
yeah, nothing big. Clockwork at level 15, his talent went from plus 40 damage to 50. No one cares. Level 15 talent. The other one was plus 15 move speed. Now got changed to plus 75 rocket flare damage. I actually think that that's kind of a good buff to him.
Yeah, that's a buff. I mean, I don't know about you, but I almost am never going these 15 to 20 move speed talents. Like, I almost always go the other one. What about you? Like,
It's very rare that I would go these 15 move speed. It was only like in situations where I did the math and I knew that like they had the same items as me and they had the same starting value for move speed, and I knew, okay, well, I can be a little bit faster than him if I take this talent because he doesn't have any slows, and that's like it, and that's one in probably like 30 games. So
yeah, I mean, like, the only time I would do it is if I'm, like, literally chasing someone as I ding the next level and I'm like, oh, this might help in this fight or something like
yeah,
that. But, I
that's
mean,
true.
literally, there's so many just windlace talents, which is nice. I mean, it's obviously great to have a windlace that doesn't use up an item slot, but I almost have always found myself going the other talents.
Yeah,
So it's nice that they changed this clockwork one. I think that's a buff.
yeah. For Crystal Maiden, they just made all of her talents a little bit better. For most of her levels, they changed one of the on one of the sides. Nothing too
Yeah,
big.
I have a question. Do you go the damage on Crystal Maiden when you play her?
The Crystal Nova damage at 25,
Yeah, or do you go no
or the damage
the
at 10.
plus 50 damage, or the other one is you get spell resist or you get attack damage.
Generally, spell resist is something I go, but sometimes 50 damage or 60 damage I pick up just because I don't want to get caught out whenever I'm dewarding. That's the only reason I ever pick it up.
Oh, so you can like kill the wards faster.
Yes, that's
That's funny.
that's it. Like I never pick it up because it's like, oh, I need to right click this guy
Oh,
because
I always get it. I always right click and I hit towers and I just
really,
yeah,
really.
I'm always trying to get those right clicks off
Well,
in team
you've
fights
been
and
doing
stuff.
really good as Crystal. Maybe I should pick it up more.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things. I mean, some games where the more tight games where I have to play really carefully because people are trying to nuke me and stuff. I do go spell resist a lot of games, but
Okay.
sometimes I like if we're pushing towers and stuff, I'll pick it up and I'll just hit towers and try to contribute to my team.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. We're gonna move on to Darkseer. Darkseer's got actually changed quite a bit. His move speed got reduced from 300 to 295. His Ion Shell mana cost went from 70, 90, 110, 130 to 100, 110, 120, 130. His level 15 talent, his damage on it got buffed. 90, he used to get 90 damage. Now he gets 120. Level 20 talent got changed from 25 intel to a 75 vacuum AoE, just increased the AoE a little bit. The other level 25 talent got changed. It was 12 strength, and now it got a 10% cooldown. The level 25 cooldown talent got changed to 25 strength, so kind of like swap the two, making it better slash worse. And then his level 25 talent from 70 ion shell damage to 80 ion shell damage. Um, I'll let you go on this one, man, because I know you Darkseer a lot.
Yeah, I mean it's really a nerf. Like the 30 extra damage on Ion Shell is or sorry, the 30 extra mana cost on Ion Shell is going to be adding up a lot.
Yeah.
You cast that spell so many times, especially early on. It's really going to stress you to have a strong early game so you can get your Soul Ring and your Mana Boots up to really continue on with your farm and stuff like that. So it just makes Darkseer a more situational pick. You want to put him in a lane that you know you can get your items up early and you can continue to go on him. Some of these talent buffs are pretty cool, like the giving him an additional 25 strength. I feel like they're moving him in the direction of being more of an aura hero. Like you see heroes like Centaur and Enigma getting like going like Crimson Guard and standing up front, and these changes kind of make him into a more frontliner hero with the strength and the buff to your right click damage, but nerfs his landing stage.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's true. Um, I personally thought it was a nerf too. Obviously, there's that. I'm kind of interested. I feel like it's a nerf to his early game and his early game potential. Definitely the two-man strat is very much nerfed, with like Slardar and Earth Spirit, kind of roaming around in there and kind of helping him out in the beginning. But I could see a potential of like his like early late game. So like when mid game transfers into the start of late game, where he could actually get a buff to his hero because the vacuum, like it's only 75%. I mean, it's only plus 75 AoE, but like having that extra umph to a spell, like even that just that small, can really be a big deal and kind of like trick people up because they're used to it being smaller in the earlier stages of the game.
yeah,
And then, or also having the cooldown reduction quicker. Like cooldown reduction was awesome as a 25 talent because I mean his wall is amazing, but having that at level 20, I don't know, man. That seems pretty strong to me.
yeah, he definitely seems a little bit stronger at five manning it like in the mid and late game. And yeah, you're right. I mean, some of these guys have been playing Dota for years and they just know the AoE on vacuum. So when they see themselves spread out fairly well, they're thinking, all right, this is all right, and then it can catch people off guard for sure.
Yeah, which is fun.
Yeah.
All right, then Dazzle got a buff to his damage, and not to his personal damage, but a talent damage. So it was already that. Nothing to worry about.
20 damage is pretty good.
Yeah. All
You
right,
see
so
some heroes that have 20 damage as their, that's their talent plus 20 damage. So
yeah, it's level 15 talent. It goes from 40 damage to 60 damage. Um, so
yeah, it's not much, but
yeah, it's not a lot, but it's something, I guess. Um, I don't know. I just it's just another tiny buff.
yeah, you can go on to Death
Uh,
Prophet.
Death Prophet, level 10. They changed her level 10 a little bit. It was plus 7 strength. Now it's plus 8 magic resist. And then her level 15 talent was plus 8 magic resist, and she got changed to minus 1 on Crypt Swarm cooldown. And her level 15 talent is plus 75, was plus 75 cast range. Now it's plus 100. I like this. I like it a lot. I want her to be tankier in the beginning. I think that magic resist is better to do that than strength, 9 times out of 10. And I want her Crypt Swarm to be better because it's like the basis of the hero. So, I don't know. Solid buff.
Yeah, I like it. I miss Death Prophet. I used to love playing that hero, and she's kind of gone away from the meta a little bit.
Yep.
And the Crypt Swarm spam ability helps that out.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
cool.
Disruptor got changed up. His level 15 talent went from 200 health to 3 seconds off of his kinetic field cooldown. Pretty interesting. He got also a level 20 talent, was a cooldown reduction of 15% to 400 health. I actually think that this is a big nerf to the hero overall. Um, that cooldown reduction was amazing.
Yeah, I could see that. And 200 health seems good too. I don't play much Disruptor, so
Well, it's 400 health now at the level 20 talent from, and they gave him like, yeah, a lot more health late in the game, which he doesn't need late in the game. He needs early to stay
yeah,
alive.
I feel like there's a pretty big gap from when your disruptor hits level 15 to when he hits level 20. Like there's going to be a lot of team fighting in between that. So having that health earlier on seems like it would be better.
Yeah. And I mean, kinetic field cooldown minus that's cool and all, but that's not worth the 200 health that you would get to live.
Yeah. It's more about getting really good kinetic fields rather than getting them out often, right? So
Yeah, exactly. All right, so then we got Doom changes. We got level 10 talent. He got a +8 intelligence to +80 devour gold bonus. His other level 10, 150 health to 250. Level 15, +6 armor to +15 scorch damage and heal. And level 15, +15 move speed to +20. And level 20, +65 damage to +35 Doom DPS. Um, what do you think? I'm not really sure about this. I think that they're cool changes, but I don't know if they're good.
yeah, I don't know. It's they're like a lot of side grades.
Yeah.
Like I mean there's a direct buff to health. I don't know how much the Devour Gold bonus would add up over a whole match, but it seems like a decent amount.
Right.
Um,
I mean, it's what we
maybe
talked about earlier, right? It's all to like spells, so it's really cool effects, but we're not really sure how that would work in a game sense, you know? Um,
yeah, yeah. It seems like you would. I don't know. I think 8 intelligence might be better, but I guess they're just moving him into a farm more.
situation. Yeah,
Yeah, but
less about the
15
rotation.
scorched earth damage slash heal seems really good. Seems like a buff from 6 armor.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I think that I think that was kind of the biggest one. Like the 35 doom damage per second, like that's really cool. But I think that healing 15 more hit points per like tick when you're on scorched earth is probably a pretty big deal. Not the damage on it, but the heal is going to be pretty insane when you're moving. You know, I mean that's
Yeah,
what you
for
use
sure.
it for to stay alive. So, um,
So let me just see something real quick. That will be. It's going to be 525 additional damage on your Doom with that talent. Pretty
whoa,
huge.
that's never mind. Yeah, I didn't do the math on it. That's pretty damn good, and especially also, I mean, if you do get a scepter for some reason, it's even more.
Yep, it's
There's
another 35, so 550.
yeah, oof, God,
Yeah, that's
that is
good.
that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That
Especially,
guy's dead.
yeah, especially yeah, exactly. Like, especially if you just get your Doom off before you die or whatever, then it's gonna do work.
Oh, it's Proud's least favorite ability for a reason, right? You got to make a guy just complete shit, you know?
Yeah, just make that person have no fun in the Dota
Exactly.
game.
Oh man, that's funny. All right, so then we'll move on to Dragon Knight. Level 10 talent goes from 6 to 7 strength, whatever. Level 15, 25 XP to 35 XP, and his level 25 talent is 50 move speed to 60 move speed. A little buff all in all. The only thing I wanted to say it because it is plus 35% extra XP gain. Seems like a pretty big deal to me. 25 is
Yeah,
good.
that's true.
35 is awesome. Uh,
Yeah, that's a good point. Decent buffs all around.
yeah. I mean, the other two, meh, whatever. Take it or leave it. But
I would like to see like take any game and how see how much XP was actually gained by those talents. Because the weird thing about those talents is like once you hit 25, they don't do anything anymore. Um,
mm,
but they're still like really good for getting you higher level quicker. And I'd just be curious to look at the numbers.
yeah, yeah. Drow got a gust talent change. Nothing really important. Earth spirits respawn timer change. Got
Yeah, what do you think about this?
quicker. Amazing,
That's
by the way.
huge. That's a,
Uh,
that's a huge reduction.
Oh yeah, level 25 guys, it went from 35 to 45 reduction. Like, oh my god, I already love Earth Spirit, and I've been playing him on and off a little bit lately. I think I'm gonna be playing him more. That is super fun to come back at like what is it, 65 or no, it's 55. 55, I'm pretty sure probably because it's like 100 at level 25.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You'll be able to defend your base if you die, like in the middle
yeah.
of the map, pretty much no matter what.
And I love being suicidal on that hero. So
Yeah, I mean, hey, maybe
pretty,
you can like lure them into pushing by dying, something like
exactly.
that.
So good. Earthshaker. Earthshaker's regen went up. His base regen went from 125 to, I'm sorry, not 125. Went from 0.25 to 0.75. His level 20 talent was spell amplification. It was plus 10 to it. It got moved to plus 40 echo damage. Level 25 talent from 500 health to 600 health. That doesn't really matter. But the level 20 talent, I kind of, I think it's kind of a nerf actually, all in all, because I think I would rather have like a spell amp to his wall than anything else, because it's really nice to have that from far away.
Yeah, that's not like a 40 damage per unit hit thing either. That's just like flat.
40 damage, I think. If it's 40 damage per unit, that is insane, and I take back what I say.
But I don't think it is. So yeah, it seems like kind of a side grade.
Yeah. Um, Older Titan got a buff, much needed. His natural order AOE went from 325 to 350. He got his level 15 talent was 25 XP, and it got upgraded to, well, kind of upgraded, plus 30 Echo Stomp damage. 25 talent went from plus 80 Astral Spirit hero attack to 100. Um, Minor changes. I don't think the Echo Stomp's worth it, but I do like that natural order AoE's a little bit bigger. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't. Hero's shit, man. I don't like it.
really. Okay, yeah, that's what it seems like to me too.
Yeah, you're just being nice, being like, okay,
Yeah.
well, Flip thinks this is good. All right. All right. Uh, Best change of the patch.
Big
I've been
change on
waiting
this
for
one.
this. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Root disables active fire remnant. Oh, love it. I could just read that like sentence over and over for like the next year. It'd be great. Just brings a
Yeah,
big smile on my face. Oh, I hate Ember.
it's nice.
Oh,
Okay, so and then the next one is instead of 15% spell amp, he gets 12%. His famous level 10 talent. So
right.
I was talking with Grouty about this a little bit while through Twitch chat while he was streaming, and
Mm,
he was saying that he thinks Emperor is going to be like unpickable now, and I'm just
really?
curious what you think about that because
I don't
I
think he's
don't
gonna
think
be
that
unpickable. That is
because he just
uh,
has so much mobility and like damage output and like I still think he's going to be a good hero. But yes, this is nice. I mean, it made no sense that he could do that.
people
So
have to play him way safer now. He's not gonna
yeah.
be the terror that he is and just be like diving like crazy. I don't think Spell Ember is gonna exist anymore, but I think like old Ember is gonna
Oh
come back.
really?
Yeah,
Hmm.
I
I don't know.
like Spell Ember is really strong because you can be really aggressive and you can just throw a remnant out and be okay and activate it. But like now with rooting being able to keep you down, I don't think he can be as cavalier anymore.
I feel like spell there still will be a place for spell ember just because it comes online faster than
It's true.
like the old Battle Fury crit ember.
Yeah,
But it's just going to be one of those situational, like last pick type heroes now, where it's like, oh, they don't have a lot of CC, whether it be in roots or stuns, so we can pick Ember here, unlike just picking him whenever, like he kind of was before.
true, true. Um, I just I don't know. I feel like I guess you're right. I would say that there's still there's always a time and place for everything. I mean, I was just talking about how I enjoy freaking Radiance on Bloodseeker, so I mean, it's not gonna be
Yeah,
gone. It's
yeah. It's
It's just it's just one of those things I could see him being like transferring over to a position one carry at some point and
yeah.
getting that like old Ember Spirit kind of feel back to him, you
And
know?
it could reach some sort of middle ground where the like it sets on being the best build of like just getting like an early maelstrom on him to take advantage of spell damage, and then going into the more like right click like Battle Fury and stuff.
Hmm.
Because I remember people used to go drums on him a lot, like drums travels, and I don't think
Yeah,
people really build drums anymore. So I don't know. I'm sure it feels like it will reach a point where people will say like, okay, this is the way to play Ember now, eventually. But
yeah,
right now, it's still in flux.
yeah. Okay,
I don't know.
that's
That's
true.
just my opinion. I'm sure people will have different ways to play him though.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so Enchantress, another hero that got a lot of changes to her. Pretty small though throughout it. So level 10 plus five stats went to +6. 10 a level 10 stat went from +25 +20 move speed to +25. Level 15 went from 40 damage to 50 damage. Level 15. Nature's attendance duration was +8 seconds. Now it's +10. 20 talent, 30 respawn timer to -30 respawn timer to +60 untouchable slow. And then level 25 is a 25 intelligence to was 25, now it's -50 respawn timer, and it was +10 nature's attendance wisp, and now it's +12. I really like these changes. I mean, the ones in the beginning, meh, whatever. I don't really care. It's buffs. It's cool. But +60 untouchable slow, I think that's really good talent because the the timing on that skill starts to be kind of crappy, and getting that extra 60, I think, kind of can counteract the other items that people are getting to make sure that they can just, get enough attack speed to get around it.
Yeah, it gives it a little boost at just the time you need it. Um, Seems really good, especially if people aren't like if you're not countered, like if there's no Ursas on the enemy team or anything like that, people are just building standard items. It will really make you a lot tankier if you're going up against a heavy right click lineup.
Yeah,
So I really like that. A lot of nice buffs here.
yeah. Um, and the respawn timer, man, -50. That's whew, that's a lot.
Yeah, she'll yeah, that's even more than Ember Spirit.
Yep.
That's she will be alive.
Yeah. Yeah. She's gonna exist at all times. Oh man. So
Yeah, cool.
yeah, I love playing heroes like that. I think I'm just gonna play like heroes that just exist in the game, and I'm never bored.
Just
So
build Bloodstone on them too, and then like you'll always be alive.
oh yeah,
The
gotta
Bloodstone
always be playing,
Enchantress
man.
could be good too.
Maybe yeah, because it gives you the health and regen, and
Yeah, like
I mean
later game.
yeah, you're already getting the damage from your impetus, so yeah, could be good for sure.
Yeah, I love this
Uh,
hero. I'm glad
yeah,
they're making it like a lot different from Chen with the talents,
yes, yes,
which is cool.
yeah. It's good to have that separation for sure.
Yeah,
All right, so then Enigma, not that big of a change, but it's important because it's a respawn timer. So his respawn timer got 10 less. Another real good reason to pick him up. Faceless Void, meh, whatever. Uh, Gyrocopter, his level 10 talent, actually everything just got up a little bit. Don't worry about him either.
yeah.
Um, kind of cool stuff, but I mean it's just his other
Gyro
stuff before,
buffs kind of
just
needed.
gyro buffs. Yeah. Huskar, his level 10 talent was +15 move speed, and now it's +5 burning spear
I
DPS.
hate that.
And his +10 talent was plus 150 health. Now it went to 175. I think burning spear spirit DPS all the way,
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah. I would go Burning Spears DPS if I was playing Huskar, but I'm never playing Huskar, so like I hate this.
You're never that type of person. I'll
Nah.
fully admit I am that type of person. I will play Huskar if it is needed.
Yeah, I guess there's those situations where you're like, "Oh, Huskar is amazing here," and you pick it up. But I haven't. I played it like years and years ago, I used to go Shadowblade Huskar. This was back in like 2013, 2012 and stuff. But yeah, I haven't played him in years.
Yeah, yeah. He's fun every once in a while.
Yeah, one of
All right,
those heroes.
one of those heroes for sure. Invoker got a little bit of change. They bumped his XP gain up another 5% on one of his talents, and his tornado got up. Whatever.
Yeah.
Io's respawn timer got lessened by 10 seconds again at level 25. He's coming back at 50 seconds, boys. So got to get those players playing all the time. You know,
Yeah, get your Enchantress Wisp lineup. He'll never die.
Enchantress, Wisp, and Earth Spirit. Go go go.
Yeah.
Play the game always. All right, and then we got Jakiro. Not that big a deal. His 15, his 10 talent got +5 to the XP gain, so it's now +20. His 15 talent went from 250 health to 25 dual breath burn damage. Um, it's good, but it's not anything to write home about, in my opinion. It's still cool that they're changing spells.
Yeah,
That's it.
so that's 125 burn damage increase. It's
Yeah,
decent.
it's decent. It's nothing to shake a stick at, but it's still
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like Jakira this patch. I mean, him and Lesh, kind of similar roles. Just supports that push down towers.
Yeah. Okay, so they buffed Jug for some reason. They buffed a couple of
I
his
was confused
talents.
about that too. Like,
Yeah.
why? I've been banning Jug in my solo games, like every game, because I hate dealing with this hero, or I tell my team to pick it. It seems like
Yeah.
a really strong carry
Yeah,
this
he's
patch.
super good. And but the one nerf that they do have is Healing Ward now has a 25 gold bounty.
It is
I
nice.
don't think that's enough in my opinion. I think it should be like 50 or 70 because Healing Ward is stupid and we need to encourage people to kill that ward as
Yeah.
much as possible.
Yeah, the thing is, people don't kill it, so like everything you can get to get people to kill it is nice.
Yeah, you're just like pinging it constantly, like kill this thing, kill this
I
tiny
mean,
little thing.
yeah, the reward for killing it is so great already. But
Yep,
yeah, this is nice. I'm glad they added a bounty to it for sure.
yep. Keeper of Light got minor changes, just added some stuff here and there. Whatever. Kunkka, Tidebringer got changed on area of effect a little bit. Nothing too big, just changed the radius of the cleave and the distance of it at every level. Uh, just a little bit more, a little bit less than some of the beginnings. It's not that big a deal. It's you just got to learn the new style of splash. Uh, Level 10 talent got changed from 150 mana to +40 torrent damage. The other talent was +20 damage, now +25, and his level 25 talent was +25 magic resist, now it's +35. I
Yeah.
don't really care about the level 10 talent of +40 torrent damage. I don't know.
Would you
Feels kind
go
of crap.
25 attack damage or 40 torrent damage if you're playing support Conko?
I still think 25 attack damage. Like
Yeah, me too.
getting that splash is still good on the sword, and if you can, do that from a ranged, and then
Yeah.
sometimes you need to auto attack people anyway because you have to.
Yeah.
So
So, and obviously you would get the damage or the base damage if you're a core. Sorry, not base damage, but your attack damage if you're a core. So
yeah,
I don't really see anyone getting the 40 torrent damage.
yep, me neither. Um, Legion Commander, blah, it's nothing important. Leshrac, I'm gonna say slight buff. Slight buff, Legion Commander. Slight buff, Lesh. Not really much different. Lich, his 15 talent went from 100 cast range to 125. His level 15 talent went from +5 to all stats to -3 on -3 seconds on Frost Blast cooldown.
It's pretty nice.
That's pretty cool. His level 25 talent I freaked out about. Was +25 frost armor to structures. Now it's +35.
Yeah, that's good.
I I know that doesn't sound like anything crazy. It's like okay, gotta wait till level 25. But there's so much about keeping high ground this meta that I want Lich on my team to give my tier 3 towers +35 freaking armor. That is insane. I cannot get over that.
Yeah, if you have like a Lich plus Treant and like any decent high ground, defender. It's going to be
It's not going
insane.
down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's going to be really. They're going to have to team wipe you before they get those towers.
Yeah, if you lose like two people, it's like, all right, we still got Lich. It's fine. Whatever.
Yeah, I remember when the patch came out, I was freaking out about the whole core Lich thing with Mask of Madness and all that, and
Oh yeah.
nothing has really changed, and I it didn't really catch on, but still seems
No.
like something that could have potential. Like not necessarily a crazy armlet Mask of Madness Lich build, but like dual offlanes with Lich, especially when you have Frost Blast on a 5 second cooldown with level
Yeah.
15. Seems really good.
Yeah. Definitely. All right. So then we got Lena talents. Well, they got changed a little bit. In my opinion, it was a nerd. It was a buff. So hopefully, Ursi will be happy on this.
I don't know about
His
that.
Yeah. I mean, if Lena deserves, in his eyes, Lena deserves like to her movement speed just for being
Her alt
Lena.
should be global.
He's got to love that fire mage. He's got to stick with his
Yeah.
girl. So, but level 10, he's got. I'm sorry, she's got a change from 20 damage to negative 25 respawn timer, which is good. His level, her other level 10 was 250 mana, and now it's plus 60 lightning strike array damage. Seems pretty crappy. Um, the other level 15 was negative 30 respawn timer, and now it's plus 40 to damage. I don't know. I like these buffs. I think they're good, and it makes like right click Lena kind of a little bit better, and that's kind of cool. I don't know. They basically just changed level 10 and 15 and made it
Yeah.
a little
Yeah, I don't
better.
know about like is 60 light strike array damage better than 20 base damage? Or 20 attack damage? Not sure.
Yeah, I don't. I'm yeah, I don't think 60 like lightning strike array is very good at all. I think that's a horrible talent, but I
So
would totally
so
take.
you would
Well,
go
it's
respawn.
not 20 damage. It's the respawn timer.
No, yeah,
So
I know. So I'm saying like was that a buff or not is what I'm trying to figure out. I guess it's just different. But you would
yeah,
always go with the respawn time, you think?
yeah, I would always go respawn time pretty much.
Yeah.
She's squishy and it really helps her to get out and farm.
And so a
And
level 10. That's a pretty good respawn time for level 10. So
yeah,
yeah.
so gets her out quicker and gets her able to just creep waves down. Get that. She farms so fast. So
Yeah. Yeah, hero I haven't been seeing a lot of lately.
yeah, yeah. Lion got changed up a little bit. Level 10 talent went from 175 health to 20 negative 25 respawn timer. Um, and then we got a level 15 talent from negative 30 respawn timer to 30 plus. I'm sorry, plus 80 earth spike damage.
Oh, that's nice. I like that. Now you
Yeah.
can have respawn time and earth spike damage. What's the lion's other one?
Um,
So now it's between earth spike damage and 90 gold per minute.
I would probably still go 90 gold per
Yeah,
minute.
probably me too. But you can have respawn time on top of it, which is cool.
Yeah, and you can always have a situation where you have to get that earth spike damage for some reason. So that's whatever.
Yeah.
Uh, Lone Druid nerfs. I know
Yeah, not enough
I
in
know
my
Proud's
opinion.
crying somewhere, but oh my god, dude! Like I hate this hero with a passion right now. Um,
Yeah, why don't you go through them before we talk about it?
Level 10, I mean, basically everything got nerfed. So his attack range it did give 200. Now it's 175. The damage that he got was 65. Now it's 55. His Spirit Bear form added 7 armor. Now it adds 12 armor. So it like kind of convinces you to not play the stupid Lonely Druid build. And then his other level 20 talent is of course, the negative 50 respawn timer down to negative 40 seconds. Everything needed. I wish his damage talent was like at 30 though, and his range was at like 100, and
Yeah,
respawn timer was at like 2. Because like, fuck this hero, man. I hate him.
yeah. I mean, slight nerfs, but still looking like a very strong talent tree on Lone Druid. Like all those talents are very good.
Yep.
So I don't. think he's going anywhere really.
No,
Um, yeah,
Matumba Man's still gonna destroy everyone with his hero.
yeah.
So
The one thing I got to say about Lundra though is you should build boots on your bear, just brown boots. I hate when I see people don't build any boots on their bear lately.
yep. You do talk about that, and it's funny how many people complain to me about that all the time.
Dude, it's like some pro did it without boots and now everyone's doing it, but hey, whatever. I don't pick the hero, so
Oh man. So another thing that I love, I hate Luna.
happy about this one.
I personally ban Luna every game, so I'm glad that, well, not every game, but I ban her quite often. Um, and her base attack damage got reduced by 6. Her light, her vision got reduced from 1,000 to 250, 500, 750, and 1,000. Her level 10 talent went from plus 4 armor to plus 15 move speed. All major nerfs. All
Yes,
great.
I'm so happy about, well, especially the night vision. That's the thing I'm really happy about because there would be a lots of times where you're like, wow, how are they just like getting the better initiation on this all the time? And it's because of that Luna vision.
Yep.
So having that have to have more skill points put into it to get the full effect is really nice. And base damage reduction, pretty big nerf there.
Yeah, for sure. Uh, Lycan being added to CM. Obviously, we talked about that earlier. Agility 1 to gain from 1.5 to 1. Howl mana cost from 30 to 40. 15 talent of respawn timer was negative 20. Now it's negative 25. Just some changes to add it into CM. Nerf him just a tiny bit so people don't freak the hell out whenever he gets added to campaign
Yeah,
mode.
yeah, it's like a standard little nerfs as it gets added to CM.
Yep,
Um,
exactly.
Still a good hero though, and
Yeah,
I think the shrine change actually helps out like in strats a fair amount.
that's a good point. That's a good point. Maybe we might see a little bit more of him because of that change. Because it's good to have that split push mentality.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like get a base tower fair early on and take map control.
Interesting.
So
Interesting. So then we got Magnus. Magnus did have a talent at 15 that was 50 damage. Now it's 12 strength. And then level 20 was 15 strength. Now it's plus 15% to empower damage slash cleave. And his other level 20 talent was 20 move speed. Now it's up to 40 move speed. I like all of these changes. I think that they help the hero do what he's supposed to do, and I think that it's a great buff to the hero overall.
yeah, yeah, the strength gives him more of an HP pool while also giving damage. I love Magnus right now. He seems in a really good spot this patch, and he's a pretty hype hero hitting those big RPs and stuff. So yeah,
Yeah,
I like these.
yeah. I like that they're making him better too because, like, I mean, for the longest time, Axe was like the guy who's like he had a smaller RP that's quicker, and it's on a much shorter cooldown timer. I
Yeah,
just
exactly.
I want to see Magnus be something different from Axe, and the
Yeah,
talents give that possibility.
yeah. Like Axe and Slardar are just really good offlaners right now, and Centaur as well, just because of that jump AOE stun. And yeah, I like Magnus being a little bit different and being all about hitting one of those, like, and having it be super effective rather than just being like another axe call type ability on a longer cooldown.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, I like the Magnus buffs.
yeah. So Medusa, her changes are pretty negligible. Everything got a little bit of a buff here and there. The only thing that really matters is her level 20. One of her level 20 talents was plus 15 agility, and it got changed to another split shot target. Um, Kind of cool. I don't know.
Yeah, kind of neat. I guess it's like
Kind
better against those heavy unit lineups.
Yeah. Um, you got another thing to hit, which I guess at level 20, that's what you want anyway from Medusa. So that's cool. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. So what is
Um,
she hitting? 5 targets now? 6.
I believe 6, right? I think it's 5 with
Yeah,
the
yeah. So she's
fourth
hitting
level in it.
6 now. Yeah.
Okay, which is cool. Um, Meepo, his base armor got reduced. All the Meepos get -2 to their armor. And then we got the level 15 talent was 20 move speed, now goes to 25. I don't know. I wish they would have nerfed Meepo a little bit more. This hero is crazy good right now whenever someone actually knows how to use it.
Yeah, Meepo's one of those heroes. If you see the enemy team pick it, you groan and think to yourself that it's going to be a hard game because Meepo is really hard to deal with, especially in the hands of a good player. So,
Yeah,
happy he got nerfed instead of buffed, but still a really strong pub hero.
yeah, definitely. Um,
Ooh, I didn't see these. Oh, I'm skipping ahead though. Sorry.
it's all good. Mirana got a little bit of a change, level 20 talent, plus 8 armor, -4, or was plus 8 armor, now moved to -4 to her Sacred Arrow cooldown. Her level 20 talent was, her other level 20 talent was 40 damage, and now it's to 50 damage. Arrow cooldown is awesome. No one can dispute that. It's much better than plus 8 armor. I I don't really know what else to say on that.
Yeah, let's see. So it brings it down to um, a 12-second cooldown,
Yep. Like
13-second. But yeah, that's nice.
you miss every arrow you don't throw, and I want to throw more arrows. So
Yeah, so you get the eggs and start throwing triple arrows.
exactly, exactly.
Is that
Uh,
eggs? Or what is that? No, that's your level
that's
25 talent.
25 talent, but I
Gotcha.
mean, you still need it with Ags anyway. I mean, Ags is so crucial on the hero now with the double starfall bullshit.
Yeah, yeah. Cool.
Um, Monkey King, he got major major nerfed. It seems like to me. His base armor got reduced by 3. His Jinjutsu Master bonus damage changed from 80, 120, 160, 200 to 75, 100, 125, 150. Much less on that. His lifesteal got a little bit of a buff. 20, 30, 40, 50 was the percentage before. Now it's 15, 30, 45, 60. Uh, his command, his ultimate, does not continue while reincarnating. His level 25 talent was, I'm sorry, his level 15 talent was plus 20 to move speed, and now it's plus 75 Jingu mastery damage. So they kind of like buffed it up through that. His level 20 talent was plus 15 to strength, and now it's plus 20 magic resist. It's really good for him. 25 talent was a 25 magic resist, and now moves to a 25 strength. Um, I don't know. I think that it makes him weaker overall, really, and makes his late game better, which I kind of like. I want the carries to stay as carries, not as these crazy things that jump around, somehow gank you at crazy times. So,
Yeah, like ultra kill your team at like 10 minutes.
yeah.
Yeah, I did. I actually hadn't seen these nerfs, but it's what they mainly are. Yeah, armor reduction by 3, Jingu Mastery damage nerfed. So I am happy about these. I will say I don't
Yeah.
like Monkey King that much,
Yeah.
um, especially in the roaming style he was being played. So yeah, this makes him more of a carry farming core. So I'm all for this.
I like the concept of what he could be with like if they change the hero around a little bit. I think that he needs more changes as time goes on, but it right now with every new hero, I feel like I am very uncomfortable with where he's at in general. So hopefully they do a lot more changes as time goes on.
Yeah, and the lifesteal buff was needed because he's just doing less damage with the Jingu Mastery. So
Yeah,
it was less lifesteal overall. So yeah, that's not really much of a buff. That's just like keeping him at the same lifesteal level he was before, sort of
right,
thing.
right. Morphling's talent, his level 25 talent. I wouldn't normally mention this but it's kind of big. Plus 30 damage. It was plus 30 damage to his replicant. Now it's plus 50. That's a lot. That's a lot of damage on his replicant.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Um,
good.
so yeah, that's a good talent, and that's a buff to Morphling. Um, Naga Siren, level 15 talent was 15 evasion, and now it's 3 seconds off of ensnare cooldown.
Yep.
So I don't know. Once again, I like the idea. Make spells better. Make spells different. You know.
Yeah, so it brings in snare down to a 9 second cooldown while it roots for 5, so that's good. 15% evasion was pretty weak, so um, this seems an improvement to me.
Yeah, for sure. Um, I like the idea of making her into a support more than making her into a carry. Personally,
Yeah,
I think that does that.
yeah, especially at level 15. It's nice.
Yeah. Nature's Prophet got some changes. Nothing too big, just some buffs all the way around. I still don't think he's that good. Um,
Sadly, yeah.
yeah. Necrophos agility gain got lowered. It was 1.7. Now it's 1.2. His move speed got reduced. It was 290. Now it's 285. And his level 15 talent basically matched it, so it wouldn't matter once you get to level 15. He's at the normal speed again. Not that big a deal.
No, not
Um,
really. I do love Necrophos as a hero, just saying right now.
yeah,
I don't
it's really
think
fun.
these are going to affect him too much.
No,
Still
not
do
at all.
good.
Yeah. Night Stalker, he got his level 25 talent change where it was 6 seconds off of Crippling Fear cooldown. Now it's 8 seconds. This is actually insane. I know it's level 25, and you usually probably want to end the game before that as Night Stalker, but that's a long time. I'm pretty sure you can perma silence someone now, especially.
Yeah, you can.
So, oh my god, that's insane. If you can keep someone completely silenced out the rest of the game in a team fight.
Well, if it's nighttime, that is.
Right.
Yeah, so if it's nighttime,
Which you go
you.
Ags, which is like pretty much up all the time. Then
Yeah, so it's an 8 second silence and a 4 second cooldown. That's crazy.
yeah,
So you can have two people silenced at once. Wow.
yeah. I mean, it was already insane before, and you could keep someone perma silence. Now you can keep like two people perma silence pretty much. Um,
Yeah, that's really good. Didn't notice that.
Nyx, he got changed up a little bit. His 15 talent went from 10 strength to plus 50 impale damage. 15 talent, 25 agility to plus 12 magic resist.
Oh, they took out the 25 agility.
Well, they added it to later though, because his level 20 is
Oh, shit.
plus 15 magic resist to, and now it's plus 40 agility. I think that this is
Damn.
a big buff. Um, I
Yeah,
mean,
that's nice.
you like the obviously for the ultimate, right? For hitting people, or were you talking about using his agility for his um what is it? Shotgun.
No, I just liked it just because he's an agility hero, obviously, and like it just makes your right click way better
Yeah.
and your attack speed and stuff. It was just, and it's such a large number, like higher than a butterfly. So, with the new change, so yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah. I'm excited to see how it affects the whole shotgun interaction too, because I mean you come in, you use your ult, it's going to do more damage because obviously you have more agility, and then you get your ethereal blade and just boom, you have 40 damage, 40 extra agility
Yeah,
instead of
I mean, yeah, if you have shotgun on Nyx, it's great. I
yeah.
guess it's a 20 talent, so, um, but yeah,
It's
you'd have to
possible to have it
be
by
like
then.
super farmed.
I know Ags is more acceptable now and it's like the build, but
So would
I
you
don't know.
just rush or sorry, shotgun, or would you go Dagon?
I think it's kind of one of those things is like I could see you picking it up maybe like I don't even know if I'd go Dagon first. I think I would go
Like Blink
like I
Ethereal or
would
something?
I think I'd go Blink and then go into the ethereal weapon and just like kind of play as like this guy that can like stun for my team and set everyone up. And then out of nowhere, once you hit level 20, You go into a situation and just annihilate someone.
Yeah, yeah, that's neat. I I could see it being good. Yeah, it does add a lot to that shotgun for sure. You'll have a lot of
Yeah,
agility at that point. Um,
yeah.
I just like miss the old Fade hero from Heroes of New Earth. We won't get into Han too much, but yeah, I really liked Fade.
Yep.
And whenever I'm playing Nyx, I wish I was that hero
Playing
instead.
Fade. Yep.
Yeah,
I kind of hear you, man. Because like even though I played Nyx Assassin in Dota, like man, something special in my heart for that Fade hero. But
yeah, you could just do a lot of AOE combos and stuff.
oh
But
yeah. All right. Well, I don't want to bore
anyway,
the Dota people too much, but
yeah,
uh, we got Ogre. The intelligence growth goes from 2.4 to 2. The talent at 15 went from 40 damage to 50 damage. Whatever. It's
yeah, I've been playing Ogre a lot. I don't think this is that big a deal. You still have enough mana to get spells off and stuff. So
yeah. Omni Oracle XP changes. Whatever. OD got a little health buff. PA got movement speed buff. Like none of these are anything.
yeah,
Um,
these are all small.
Phantom Lancer got kind of a weird change. His level 10 talent went from 150 health to 75 more Spirit Lance damage. Uh, what? Like, that's not really worth it, right?
Spirit
Um,
Lance damage.
yeah, plus 75? I don't know.
It's
That,
okay. It's not much.
yeah.
Let me see what his other option is. So, oh fuck. His choices are so you can get 75 Spirit Lance damage or 20 attack speed at 10.
I would go with attack speed, probably.
Probably me too, because that would go to your illusions as well.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's weird.
not much of a big change.
Um, yeah. Phoenix, level 15 talent went from plus 12 strength to plus 50 fire spirit DPS. I think that's really good.
Yeah, it
Um,
seems good.
you could get one level and I mean not one level, but you could have less in it and still be doing decent chunks of damage. Or you could like level it up all the way, and once you hit 15, it's gonna do a decent amount of damage. Um, you could do, like put a little bit less in dive, and I think that your spirits would kind of thank you for it. And at level 15, you could do a lot of tick damage.
Yeah, I mean, it makes it a 200 more damage per
Well,
use.
it's per use, so you can like keep it on a guy
Yeah,
for like extended period amount of time, right?
yeah, and you
So
can hit multiple people with them.
right,
Yeah, that's good. That seems good.
yeah. Puck, he got a little bit of changes. Level 10, a little bit of a buff to his health. It was 150. Now it's 120, 175. 15. His movement speed was he got a plus to movement speed for 20. Now it's a 15% magic resist. Level 20, he's got a was a 20% magic resist. Now it's 3 seconds off of waning rift cooldown. That's pretty cool. And then it was spell amp for his other level 20 was 8%. Now it's 10%. Um, I don't know. The first two don't really matter that much, but waning rift and spell amplification, I don't know which one I'd pick. Kind of would depend on the game, but I like both of them. They're both cool.
Yeah, so that's gonna bring his waning rift down to 10-second cooldown. Pretty good. Small buffs
Yeah.
overall.
Yep. All right, Pudge. Pudge changes. Everyone wants to see the Pudge changes, but they didn't really nerf him that bad, in my opinion. Um, movement speed went down 5, which that does suck. It was 285, now it's 280. He's pretty freaking slow now, big fatty. Um, they fixed the problem where the meat hook would like hook him behind the hero, and
Yeah,
you'd have to turn. Which I mean, that's whatever. It's not that big a deal in my opinion because I was kind of aware of it. I kind of like moved to take care of that a lot of times, but that's fine. They fixed it for
yeah,
other
like
people.
it would never. It seems like it would be very rare a circumstance where that would prevent you from getting dismember off. But
Yeah,
it's good that it got fixed.
well, the thing is, you could like move up and you could move up while you're hooking, and it would always do that. So if you just like trained yourself to always do it, then you were always watching out for it. It didn't matter. But whatever, it fixed it for other
Yeah,
people. It's fine. Um, there's a level 20 talent that he had was 35 respawn timer. Now it's 40. Another support buff. You know, get people in quicker, get people playing longer, that type of thing. Um, nothing to really to say on that.
Yeah, he's still Pudge.
Yep.
Small changes, like really small.
Yep. Pugna, 15 talent, went from 10 strength to 12. His level 20 talent was all 10 to all stats. Got changed to zero point 0.5 on Nether Ward per damage per mana, which is pretty cool actually. I like that way better. Um, level 20 talent was 100 cast range, now 150, and the level 25 talent was 100 damage to Nether Blast, now it's 125. I like all of these changes a lot. How do you feel about them?
Yeah, definitely. Anything to make Pugna better is great.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big level 20 buff to Nether Ward. That's gonna have the damage per mana ratio at 2.25. So
Whew.
that's a lot. Like
That's
someone,
a lot.
yeah, activate a 200 mana ability and you're taking over 400 damage. So yeah, that's good. I like seeing Pugna. I like when he's good, but it's not that often.
Yeah. I like anti-mage, like, not being punning with it, but like, I like anti-mage style heroes. Like, not the hero anti-mage, but heroes that are good versus mages.
Punish spellcasters. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Um,
Cool hero. I hope he fits in somewhere
yeah, definitely. I think it'd be cool to see him in team fights.
for sure.
Um, Queen of Pain got changed, obviously, from the lifesteal of the Blade Mail. She also got changed in some of her
What?
talents.
I did not see this, dude. So they nerfed both of her 25 talents because they nerfed the spell life steal, and
Right?
then they changed 35 intelligence to -3 seconds on your shadow strike cooldown. I
Yep.
feel like 35 intelligence
It's much
was
better.
way better than, yeah. So both of her 25 options are not that great right now. I mean,
uh,
spell life steal is still good, but
I love Queen of Pain, so I feel your pain, but at the same time, I've played versus too many lately. I am down with the Queen.
I literally have a big poster of Queen of Pain above my desk, and it was one of the first heroes I played. So I
Yeah,
always want this hero to be better.
yep, yeah. I just, man, I love her, but I hate her at the same time. It's a difficult relationship. We'll get through it though.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, small tangent, but did you see that GIF on Reddit? I don't know if you've on Reddit much about the Queen of Pain killing everyone at the shrine. It was
yeah,
so beautiful to watch.
yeah.
That was so cool. I love that.
It's so crazy, man. Like that's I mean that's why they're doing these nerfs, right? I mean
I
it's insane.
guess. I feel like she's not that strong though. Like I don't know who the top tier mids are right now, but I feel like SF is one of them.
Yeah.
Uh, Ember
Well, and
was, but he got nerfed a little bit.
the thing is when they're talking about a lot of times for Queen of Pain, it was a problem in the pubs, man. Like when you couldn't get your team to work together, it's like when pubs, it's like okay, hit this person a lot. That's all you can really say, or do this one thing. It's not like okay, stop for a second, do this whole thing, and trample around and try to focus
Yeah,
their other teammates. And
you can't say
it's
like try to get them to pop BKBs and then switch to this person. You know, like
well,
you got to keep things simple.
yeah, you can say that stuff, and like it does work sometimes, but like very rare. It's not
Yeah,
it's not working all the time. Um, but anyway, we'll move on to Razor. Razor's level 15 talent was +5 to armor, now plus 130 to unstable current. Plus, he also has his level 20 talent, which was 100 which was 250 health, and now it's 275 health. Whatever, that's fine. But level 15 unstable current. Damn,
yeah,
that's
that's nice.
that's a lot of damage.
Yeah,
If
that's
if
damage per
someone's stunned
second.
out for a while, yeah. If someone's well, it's the stealing the damage, the leash
Oh,
thing,
oh,
right?
oh. Yeah, yeah.
So that is a lot of damage stolen for right clicks. I don't know if you can get someone stunned out that long. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's
I
really
don't know
good.
if you can though.
Wait,
That's a long time to be stunned.
unstable current is the passive. When people cast things on you, it deals damage.
Oh, my bad. I thought it was
That's okay.
the bull. I'm glad you caught me on that one. Glad
So
you caught me on that
now
one.
when people hit you with whatever and you have level 4 unstable current, they will take 260 damage, which is it's double the damage, which is good. It seems
Yeah,
better than 5 armor. Yeah,
yeah. That's good. Good little mini nuke.
I hopped on my Smurf the other day and someone first picked Razor and I was like, oh, that's a hero. I like forgot about him.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah,
Uh, okay. So Ricky's level 15 talent got plus 10 to the XP gain. Was 20 now 30. Rubik damage went up a little bit on his talent. Um, Sand King level 10 talent was 200 mana. Now it's 10 magic resist. Level 15 talent is a plus 12 magic resist to plus 50 sandstorm DPS. Um, his level 15 talent is movement speed. Was movement speed. Now it's a lessened cooldown timer of 30 seconds.
yeah.
Really good. Like, I do not know why they buffed this hero this much, in my opinion.
Honestly, I think that Sanking is pretty weak right now. Personally, I mean, I know his
Really?
stun is really good and stuff, but I feel like his ult has kind of fallen behind the power level of other ultimates at this point.
Hmm.
Just doesn't seem to do as much damage as it used to do with like all these heals and stuff going around.
Yeah, I
I
guess
thought,
that's true. I feel like, and Sandstorm DPS is probably something to buff because like no one ever really worries about Sandstorm anymore, except
yeah.
for like to dodge shit. So that makes sense.
Well, and the other
Um,
thing too is he used to be all about getting these huge stacks up and killing them with Sandstorm, right?
yeah,
And stacking has been nerfed as well since 7.0, which is
yeah,
another thing.
that's true. That's true. That's good points. Um, so another really important one because I hate Luna. I also hate Shadow Demon. Disruption illusion damage taken is was 200%. Now it's 300%. Good. Make illusion shitty. That's like should be my tagline. Make illusion shitty again. Um, we got level 25 talent. Was -1 on poison on shadow poison cooldown, which I always thought was pretty crappy. Now it's -6 seconds on the soul catcher cooldown, which is amazing.
Yeah, that seems
Um,
good.
but that's level 25, so I'm okay with that. With Shadow Demon being better ultra late game and not having the illusions do as much chip damage. Ugh, God, I freaking hate that so much.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah. So he'll have 4 second cooldown on his soul catcher, which is nice later on. But
God, 4 seconds.
yeah, I am happy when Shadow Demon is not good.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'd love them to move towards like buffing his other skills and making his illusions weaker, which it looks like they're
Yeah.
doing. So that's good.
I love the old Shadow Demon that like set people up or like saved
Yeah,
your ally heroes from like sun strikes and shit.
yeah.
And
You would do
they
like
do that, but not as much anymore.
yeah, you would do like the roaming SD plus Lena or SD plus Lesh, and you would disrupt it to stun and like gank people. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, bring back that Shadow Demon instead of this boring ass illusion hero.
Yeah, instead of casting it on Terrorblades and Lunas.
Yeah, God. Okay, and then Shadow Fiend. Surprised that they didn't really nerf him at all. His level 20 talent was 25. I'm sorry, was 15 evasion. Now it's 15 lifesteal. I don't think that's a nerf.
No, it seems better.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, I mean SF, I think he's really good right now.
Yeah, I don't think anyone could argue that right now. He's freaking strong.
Yeah, I mean all of his raises are like consistent damage in team fights, and he's just vulnerable to mid ganks, and I guess that's why Ice Frog still thinks he's balanced.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's overpowered or anything. I just think he's good.
Yeah. I think that if there's a hero to nerf on this list, he would be one of them to nerf, and
Yeah,
we didn't
yeah,
get one,
maybe
so
like
I'm a little worried about
adjust
that.
his talents down a little bit.
I'm just worried that like they nerfed all the heroes that I wanted them to nerf, but they didn't nerf Shadow Fiend at all, and he's gonna get like even more of a terror, and then I'm gonna just like hate that hero. I don't like hating Shadow Fiend. He's fun to see played.
Yeah, yeah. He's definitely had patches where he's been really strong and ones where he's been really weak. But yeah, this seems like one where he's will be one of the top picks
Yep,
for mid.
for sure.
Um, just one of the strongest. I know I'm going off a little bit, but one of the strongest tricores I've seen is SF Jug Slardar. That's just like so good.
Oh, really? Huh. Yeah,
I'm
that makes sense because it's minus armor, gives you ranged. Yeah, if you
Yeah, just common pub heroes people have been picking, but they seem to work together really well.
yeah, makes sense. Uh,
Anyway,
yeah, Shadow Shaman, XP gain talent got buffed a little bit. Silencer, his curse slow, which is a shit talent to go anyway. Don't pick it. Got buffed. Doesn't matter. Um, the Skywrath Mage, his damage talent got buffed a little bit, and his gold per minute got buffed from 60 to 90. That's that's pretty good.
yeah,
Um,
brings him up to with the other gold per minute talents.
yeah,
There's a lot of
made
heroes with
him
90.
made him more viable. Um, Slardar, his crush stun got nerfed a tiny bit at every level. It went 1.6, 1.9, 2.2, 2.5 to 1.5, 1.75, 2, and 2.25. Really not that big of a deal though, guys.
Yeah,
And his level 15 talent, his health got a little bit of a buff from that. Not once again, not a big deal.
yeah, it's still enough to set up huge initiations and counter initiations, and really nothing too big there.
Yep, exactly. Um, Slark, his movement speed got reduced from 305 to 300. Seems like that's what they like to do is just nerf everybody by taking
Five
away
move
their
speed.
movement.
Yeah,
Level 15 talent, it was 10 strength, now it's 15. Level 20 talent is 200 or was 250 health, and now it's a 10% on cooldown reduction, which is interesting on Slark. Um,
oh yeah,
I mean, it's good, but I mean, I guess it's probably really good because if it can get like shave off even like a few half seconds off of purge, like to be able to do that more often, that's pretty good.
yeah, and pounce as well.
Yeah, it's true. Pounce
It's
can
just it's
do
just
life or
nice.
death.
Like it's nothing you're gonna make a build around or anything. Like you're not gonna be building Octarine on Slark to stack
Right.
up your CDR, but yeah, it's just nice.
Yeah.
I used to really hate playing against Slark in the 6.9x patches.
Yeah.
Like he was one of them I really used to tilt playing against Slark, but he seems not that bad now
Yeah.
to play against. So I'm okay with all this
He's
changes.
he still makes me tilt every once in a while, but it's not too
Yeah,
bad. It's not too bad.
it's just like when he gets away, it's so
Yeah.
annoying. But it seems like a lot of people have mobility now to catch him.
Right. Right. Uh, the next one is sniper. I take it from someone who plays a lot of sniper. Don't even worry about this talent. You should not pick up the mana regen talent for level 10 anyway, and that's what they buffed. And don't even worry about
Interesting.
it.
What's the
Yeah,
other one?
it's shit. The other one's attack speed. Like you always
Okay.
pick attack speed.
Yeah.
Um, the Spectre is her change went from negligible, just a little bit more strength. Spirit Breaker, a little bit more move speed. Storm Spirit, a little bit more health and armor. Sven, a little change, but kind of actually a big deal. Level 25, his talent was minus 5 to Stormhammer cooldown. Now it went to minus 6 seconds. Um,
So that's going to be a 7-second cooldown on your Stormhammer.
yeah, that's pretty damn good. I like that. I know it's not a big change, but that's kind of big. It's kind of like looking at the Night Stalker, right?
Yeah,
Um, it's not it's not like comparable when you like think about it in like the terms when they're stacked next to each other, but like in game it can be huge
yeah,
when you
yeah,
back on that one
exactly.
second.
Like that 1 second can be the difference between winning and losing a game sometimes. And
Yep,
not all the time, but it does come up.
it adds up.
And yeah, for sure. And that Stormhammer is a 13-second cooldown naked, so it's almost a 50% cooldown reduction um,
Yeah,
on a very strong stun. So yeah, I think that 1 second, it looks small, but it can have huge implications in game.
yeah. Techies actually seem to get a pretty big nerf in my opinion.
Good.
Techies, yeah. My feelings too, man. I'm even though I play the hero, I'm not a fan of it. I
Yeah.
only play it because like I said, if I have to do it, I will play the Huskar and
Oh
the
yeah.
Techies.
I mean, me and you used to duel offlane Techie's Tiny, so
Yep.
we know
So
all
I mean,
about it.
I am an evil person, but just you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes.
Super villain.
Um, I did really enjoy doing that combo with you though. That was fun.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, so his changes were proximity mines were bounty increased from 30 to 50. That's actually kind of a pretty big
Yeah,
nerf.
that's a lot of gold.
It's a lot of gold. It's more than a creep. So the level 15 talent from what was 25 XP now gains to 30. Sounds like a buff, but it's not really that big because when you get to level 25, that used to be a 25% cooldown reduction, and now it's 20. That's actually a huge deal for techies and makes them a lot worse. Um,
Hmm.
I know it doesn't sound like much, but it,
Yeah.
it really is.
Yeah, the amount of mines you're placing per game definitely adds up.
Yep, and that's the entire hero. That and
Yeah.
getting the suicide like bomb thing up quicker.
Yeah.
That silences
Yeah,
people for
if
8 seconds.
yeah, that's a nice ability.
Yeah.
If anyone wants a cheesy little combo, I did this the other day where I had a CM plus techies, so the techies had and I maxed aura on the CM, so techies had a pretty quick level 4 Crystal Maiden aura and was like really happy with it, just because never had to go back for mana.
Yep. Well, you can always follow. They can always follow you at Twitter and ask you questions about that. Let me know.
Sure, yep, Skrunk555 on Twitter.
I gotta plug you somehow, man. Gotta plug you somehow. But no, Templar Assassin, minor changes, changed a little bit of talents. Same thing with Terrorblade. Same thing with Tidehunter, man. Like all these little tiny changes. I mean, you guys can look them up. I know that you're here to like listen to these changes, but seriously, they're tiny, and who cares? uh, the Timber Saw changes actually do matter a little bit. Most of them are tiny changes, but the XP gain was 10 at level 10, which was shit, and now it's moved to 20%, which is actually okay to pick up. The level 15, 15 intelligence to 20, level 20 talent was 125 cast range to 150. Good stuff, but nothing really to write at home about. What do you feel the same way,
Uh,
Skrunk?
yeah, I mean, let's see. I want to see what the other option is for your level 10, but I mean, that is a 100% increase on XP gain,
Yeah,
so that seems pretty good, but you're going up against 150 health, so that makes it a hard sell because I feel like I would go the 150 health one to.
yeah. When you need to tank, it's hard to get away from the health options for sure.
Yeah,
So
but nice buff to his other talents.
right. Um, we got Tinker. God, all these minor little changes here, like little stat changes to
Yeah,
every single one of these
+1
guys that I'm
armor
talking
and
about.
plus 25 HP.
Yeah, nothing to write home about, guys. Tiny, same thing. A little bit to movement and intelligence.
I mean, I always get that intelligence talent, so it's cool that it got buffed.
Yeah, I mean, most of these are like that, right? There's like some of these is it's like, oh, okay, I get that, but whatever.
Yeah.
It's just buffing it just a little bit. Um, Treant Protector got changed up quite a bit actually. His Leech Seed was 28% slow at all levels. Now it's 22, 24, 26, 28. His Bash duration was changed from 1.7. I'm sorry, not 1.7. 0.7 to 1.7, 2.2 to 0.4, 1.0, 1.6, and 2.2. So basically, you want to level up your nature's guys, which people were already doing, so it's not really that big a deal. The movement speed got changed a little bit, got nerfed. 16, 22, 28, 34 to 10, 18, 26, 34. It's okay. And at level 20, his talent was changed to 65 damage to 90 damage. Really, I don't think that it's that big of a nerf. It's nerfs that are necessary because the hero is crazy good, in my opinion. I just don't pick him because I he needs to be picked like a little bit later on in the draft, in my opinion. Especially if you're going into a pub, you want to like do him third pick. But he's a very strong hero right now, and this is probably needed. What do you feel about it, Skrunk?
Yeah. So just buffs to, or sorry, nerfs to his early game.
Hmm.
Still, like in a lot of situations, if he was going to get a kill before these changes, he still will most of the time. I feel even after these nerfs. Um, but there is some that you won't get, like zero point 0.3 reduction on your stun makes a big difference. I still think he's a really good hero. I played with a really good one today, and he was getting his stuns off on Weaver, and we were able to kill Weaver within like just a Treant stun and an Ogre stun with a Jug. So maybe I don't know. I still think he's good, and his stun is still powerful.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's like a major buff at all, and he's still like a great hero, and I like where he's at. But I think that it's important to do the slow nerfs on him and
Yeah,
make him not as great
like
in pubs.
if you have Orb of Venom, if your level one Leech Seed slow is still going to be enough to get a kill.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's a good point. Um, Troll Warlord, minor changes, nothing that big. Tusk, very big Tusk changes actually, which I'm very happy about because I think this hero is very weak right now, and I was hoping for him to be so much more this patch. The level 10 talent was 20 XP, now it's 35 XP. Um, Pretty awesome. His damage talent was 30, now it's to 35 at level 10. His level 15 talent was 15 strength, now it's 150 snowball damage. His level 20 talent was 10 magic resist, now it's 12 magic resist, and his level 25 talent was 500 health, now it's 700 health. The plus 35% XP gain is awesome.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Uh, that is a ton for someone, and it was only 20 before. That's a pretty big deal. And actually, the snowball damage is kind of a big deal in my opinion too. Having the snowball, like getting extra damage by pulling people in, is always a bad thing to have in general because you don't want to stack your guys up, especially when people like Slaughter and Centaur are really popular, because then you're just asking to die all as a team.
Yeah,
And having that extra damage helps the snowball be less crappy.
yeah.
So
Zai said that he's going to start spamming Tusk after these changes. I don't know if you saw that on
really,
Twitter, yeah, but he was saying that the hero he thinks is really strong, and I watched him play a game on Twitch today, and it was really cool. He went the Ags build, and he was doing a lot of kicking people away and isolating them. Um, and it seemed like the snowball damage was really noticeable as well, getting that off on
hmm,
lots of players in team fights,
yeah,
just rolling through them and stuff. So definitely have potential on this hero, especially in our land of lots of roaming fours. I think he could come
yeah,
back to be pretty decent as an option.
yeah, very true. I also like. I don't know if you've noticed. It's kind of a tangent, but have you seen people play Monkey and then get an Ag Scepter on Tusk and they like punch him, kick him out of it,
No,
kick
I
him out
haven't
of his
seen that.
ultimate.
That's funny though. Yeah,
It's
it's like the hook 'em out of the ultimate idea. I've seen people talk about.
yeah, it's exactly like that. But it's like he just like jumps in. I've seen people jump in with a blink dagger and just like kick him towards the team and like.
That's funny.
It's oh man, it's awesome.
It's a good way to counter Monkey King.
Yeah, I love it. The Underlord change, which holy crap, he got nerfed.
Yeah.
Um, movement speed got reduced from 305 to 290. His trophy aura damage reduction went from 10, 20,
What?
30, 40 to
That's a
4,
huge nerf.
16, 28, 40.
So that
Which,
level
yeah,
one point is not nearly as good as it used to be.
dude, I've been calling for that forever. I was saying, like, the hero is fine, just nerf a trophy aura. Like,
Well,
that.
this is the second time they nerfed it too. Remember, it used to be like 16% at level one.
That's true. That's true. This is, yeah, it's nowhere near as good. He like, I almost like want to say like, you may not even want to like pick it up as fast as people have been doing lately. Like, I mean, I know it's still the same at 40% later on, but it's like that's way too much of a. You have to like dump way too much in that to make it work, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's like people used to want to go 1 point in it as a value point, or maybe two, and then max their other abilities. But so it's got to be substantially weaker now doing that,
Yeah, yeah.
which is
It's
fine.
level.
I mean, his ultimate is still ridiculous in an organized play type of setting, and his other abilities are very suitable, like strong. So
Yeah. His level 15 talent got changed from 200 health to plus 35 move speed, which does help out the move speed from earlier. But if you're that slow in the beginning and you have no trophy aura, you are not leaning as an offlaner anymore. I feel like so. I think that's a nerf to the hero in general.
yeah, he's like CM speeds now.
Yeah. Uh, two 20 level 20 talent was 100 cast range. Now it's 125, and his 20 talent was attack speed. It was 50. Now it's 60. Nothing to write home about. Obviously, they're like kind of buffs, but the hero as a whole got nerfed from the basis. So I don't know. I don't really like the hero anymore, in my opinion. But I could be majorly wrong because that hero is still really good with his ult, and being able to
Yeah,
trap people and stuff.
yeah. He's more about his other skills, and that 15 move speed does hurt a lot. But
Yeah,
I feel like it's necessary. He was really popular. He's getting first picked in a lot of tournament games, like first two phase or first band. So
yeah, and he's super popular in pubs too.
yeah, I'm okay with it.
Undying, a little bit of change just to how he works. I go through it real quick. Level 15, 30 XP gain to 35. Level 20, 20 move speed to 25. Level 20, plus 10 to all stats, plus 50 tombstone zombie damage. Level 25 was plus 40 tombstone zombie damage. Now it's minus 2 on decay cooldown. 25 plus 12 armor to plus 15 armor. Obviously the minor changes aren't that big a deal, but I like that the zombie tombstone comes up sooner and is a little bit more, and then also the decay cooldown like seems like a better use of his level 25 in my opinion. Um,
Yeah, how do you feel about Undying? Like where his place in the meta right now?
I think he might be a little bit stronger now. I think that he might come back. I I say that, but like the thing is like Undying is one of those heroes again that you just like you don't want to get to level 25, and that's kind of what
Yeah,
they're helping is level 20 and 25, and man, Undying sucks at those levels.
yeah. Oh, I agree with you though. I think he can definitely make a comeback um, as one of these roaming type heroes.
Yeah,
He can set your team off to a good start at the very least,
right.
and sometimes that's all you need. So I
Yeah,
definitely see potential in this guy.
yeah, me too. Uh, Ursa, minor changed magic resistance. Venge got some, I'll say it, significant buffs. Level 20 changes. Her level 20 talent was 20 move speed, now it's 35, plus 35 move speed. And her other level 20 talent was 50 damage, now it's 65 damage. Good stuff for both supporting and for the ability to carry. So
Yeah.
nothing's really changing that much.
One quick thing about Venge. I think Venge is really potent as a carry right now. And one other thing that got changed that might affect him is Sanjin Yasha got buffed, and Venge Core is one of the few heroes that I think Sanjin Yasha is good on. So
You,
overall
so
buffs.
you still go the ranged item, right? You still go Dragonlance.
Yeah. So going something what's the Force Staff Dragonlance item? Hurricane Pike into Sanjin Yasha or something like that. Maybe a Helm of the Dawn
Hmm.
beforehand. I feel like that's pretty good.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I've seen people going going Pike. I mean, classic like going Pike and Helm, and then go from there and get like a BKB sometimes. Or
Yeah. So I played with
uh,
one earlier today that was really good, and he went Treads Aquila, Helm of the Dom, Hurricane Pike, and then Sanjin Yasha after. Um, so he had like a lot of aura with the Aquila and the Helm of the Dom.
nice,
It
nice.
seems like
Yeah,
good
cool.
in certain situations. And
Yeah,
he has like low cooldowns, so he can always fight too.
yeah, cool. So after that, we got a Venomancer and Viper. Kind of changes to their health stats, or not health stats, but health talents. Getting tired. Uh,
Yeah.
Visage. We got uh, changed to him, and I was actually very interested on what your thoughts were here. Level 10 talent was went from 15 XP to 25. His level 10 talent was plus 60 gold per minute to plus 90. His level 20 talent was minus 30 respawn to minus 40, and his level 20 talent was 250 health to 300 health. I know you weren't a big fan of him. I've seen him actually kick butt before this patch dropped, and I was seeing if you were more on the camp of like maybe he might resurge a little bit.
Uh, I mean, he's like okay, I guess, but Ice Frog really broke my heart with the familiar nerfs, and none of these changes do anything to address that. I still feel
Yeah,
like his familiars are way too weak right now to have Visage be considered any sort of top pick. I mean, those familiars just die to any sort of magic AoE damage that happens, and especially if you move them outside of the Gravekeeper's cloak range, which is like a really hard habit to get into, keeping them in range of your Gravekeeper's cloak since the new patch. But like having played Visage a lot before, I'm just so used to sending my familiars off to do their own thing,
right.
backstab supports in the back of the fight while you're, you know, staying back far yourself. So I still feel like his familiars are too weak, and yes, these are nice buffs to his talents, but not enough to push him into like an above 50% win rate pub hero right now. Still
Right.
good
Right.
niche pick in competitive captain's mode games though, I think.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Um. So after that, we got Warlock. Warlock changes. Nothing too big. Level 10, 15 XP gain to 20. His other 15 is was cast range was 125, and now it's 150. And the other level 15 talent, which is kind of the big one, was plus 20 move speed, and now it's minus 4 to Shadow Word cooldown. I like it. Obviously, I'm a big fan of lowering cooldowns as a talent. I think that that's a better way to do it in general than to have items that like lower cooldowns themselves. So I think this is really cool.
Yeah, it seems
What do
good.
you think?
Um, it's gonna make his shadow word a 12-second cooldown, and yeah,
It lasts like
nice.
8, right? Lasts like 8 or 6.
It lasts 12, and it will be a 12-second
12.
cooldown. So you can just
Cool.
continuously change shadow words as long as you have mana.
Damn, that's awesome.
Yeah, it is pretty cool, like for sustaining pushes and stuff.
Yeah. Weaver got a nerf, which is good. His base damage got reduced by 2. Swarm damage was 20. Now it's 14, 16, 18, 20. And his level 25 talent was a 20% magic resist. Now it went to 25. I think that this is great. Obviously, Weaver's potential in the beginning was very strong. Actually don't think it's big enough nerf. And Weaver, I say this with a heavy heart because Weaver's like top 5, one of my favorite heroes to play. I just think that he's way too strong right now.
Yeah, he's still really good. Swarm is still a really good ability.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a 2 damage to your base damage. Not that much. I still think this is going to be a hero that gets picked up a lot. Swarm just helps you dive towers so easily.
Yeah.
And get vision and stuff.
Yeah. It's true. It's true. Well, the next one we got Wind Ranger. Her whole hero got changed up quite a bit, actually. Not like changing her as a hero in general, but just so many different changes to her. Power shot damage changed from 120, 220, 320 to 420 at level 4, and then changed to 180, 260, 340, 240. I'm sorry, not 240. 420. Man, I hope I didn't screw that up earlier. 420 at the end of both.
No, you got it.
Okay. So made her better in for power shot damage. Her cooldown on it though went from 9 to 12, 11, 10, 9. Her wind run AOE, her wind run slow AOE went from 300 to 325. Her wind run mana cost went from 100 to 75. The talent trees got all changed up. Her level 10 talent went from 15 damage to plus 25% wind run slow. Her level 15 talent went from 16 intelligence to 20 intelligence. 15 talent went from 200 health to 40 move speed. 200 talent, sorry, 20 talent, 12 magic resist to 20. Spell amp for her other one was 12, now it's 15. And her level 25 is 5 second power shot cooldown to 6-second power shot cooldown.
Oh wow.
I'm gonna play Wind Ranger, like for sure.
Yeah.
She's good. She's really good.
I didn't. That 25 is pretty cool. So you have a 3-second cooldown on your power shot. That's
Yeah,
neat.
and doesn't it go on cooldown as you cast it? So can you like
Just
shoot
chain gun
and like
them.
hold it, like chain gun a shot? Because I know you
Yeah,
can chain
probably.
gun it. I know you can chain gun it with freaking coddle. Because I did that the other day. I had a coddle on my team, and I shot it, and I like basically had it up again, and I shot it and cleared a creep wave in like a second. It was really fun.
Damn. Yeah, that sounds awesome. So I can test that real quick if you want.
Sure. I mean, we'll just move on
Yeah.
with the heroes. Winter Wyvern, we got minor change added to his strength. Witch Doctor, I'll go through it real quick. 20 XP gain to 25, 70. That's at level 10. His level 15 talent, both of them. The first one is 75 damage to 90 damage. His second one is negative 35 respawn timer into 40. All minor buffs, just little things. Wraith King. Sorry, you probably didn't want to say anything about any of these.
Oh no, for Witch Doctor, no, they're all
Yeah.
pretty basic. But I was just testing the Wind Ranger thing, and so yeah, it does start cooling down right when you cast it. And so if you channel it all the way and then cast it, there's 2 seconds of cooldown before you can cast it again. So it's pretty sweet.
Man, that's really cool.
Yeah,
I want to play Chain Gun Wind Runner.
yeah.
That sounds like
I mean, you
fun.
got to get to level 25, but it's pretty neat. A lot of potential.
Yeah, I kind of want to get an Octarine core and just do it for the
Oh, dude,
lulz, you
yeah. Let
know?
me try that out real quick.
Um, But Wraith King, he's got level 10 talent. Is just helped his intelligence go up by 2. Was 8. Now it's 10. Level 15 talent went from 200 health to plus 50 Wraithfire Blast DPS. That's pretty good, actually. I don't think it's going to make the hero much more viable. I know Black played him the other day. I still don't think Wraith King is that good. I think that he randomly worked for them because Black is Black and he plays things a certain way and he can make it work, but I don't think the hero is very good.
I don't think so either. I mean, he's a fifth pick type of hero in as at best, and sometimes, you know, he may not even be the best hero that you could pick in that situation.
Yep.
He does get quite strong sometimes and looks really good,
Yep.
but easy to play around his ult if you're coordinated, and yeah, not that he's not super strong.
Yeah. Yeah. Last but not least, well, actually, how's that working? How's that?
Oh, so it's like a 1.2 second cooldown after you cast power shot before you can cast another one. So yeah, it's pretty nuts.
All right, so that's a new build, fellas. Everyone that listened here today, let's go out and make Octarine Wind Ranger a thing, because
Yeah.
this has got to be done. It's got to be done. Uh, Zeus changes. Scepter strike intervals went from 2.5 to 2.25. Um, his scepter cooldown went from 50 to 40. Scepter duration went from 50 to 40. His level 10 talent from 150 health to 175. Not that big a deal, really. It's kind of a bummer to end
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. I mean, I never see anyone build Zeus Scepter really. I've seen it like once or twice, but
I actually saw something, and I was actually gonna save this for Sunday, but I want to share it here tonight. This is a good way to end the cast. I saw a really funny thing on Dota Fails. Did you know that the scepter actually it's a mini stun, so it actually counters Tinker,
oh, that's neat. I
right?
didn't think about that. Yeah, that's really cool. So you can just toss it in the trees wherever Tinker blinked to, and
And it slowly
interrupt
kills them.
the boots of travel. That's amazing, actually. Yeah, I really like that.
Yeah, I didn't even expect it, and it's on Dota Fails. And I was like, oh my god, this is incredible. I gotta do this like every game
Wow,
now.
that's really cool. Yeah, and you can use the lightning bolt to like get vision of the Tinker even before you get that. So
Yep.
pretty nice counter there. That's cool.
Yeah. Zeus is getting like I hated Scepter, man. I was like, what is the use for this? I was like, oh, okay,
Yeah,
Monkey King and Zeus. That makes sense
yeah,
now.
it's kind of like the Luna alt in a way, a little bit different, but
Yeah.
with Ags.
Right.
But yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Well, that's a good way to end it out. I'm gonna close out the show. First off, uh, I'd like to thank you, Skrunk, for coming on tonight and talking to me about Dota.
Yeah, no
Um,
problem, man. It's my pleasure. It's always fun. It helps me out to get a better grip on the patch, and it's always a good time.
yep. Yep. It's always fun talking with your friends about Dota. So, um, I'd also like to point out where you're at. Get over appreciating you. You can find him at his Twitter handle. What is it? At Skrunk five five
Yep,
five.
Skrunk555 if you want to follow me on Twitter. Post a lot of random shit, so uh, hope you enjoy that. And yeah,
All right, cool. All right, so I'd also like to thank www.bensound.com /royalty-free music for giving us the music that you're listening to right now, and the music that I always do intro outros for. If you would like to help us out, you could subscribe to any of our videos, and you can find those at our different channels. We have our Twitch channel. It is twitch.tv/toffees_Dota2. You can also find us at our YouTube channel, which is 5 Midas Gaming, all one word. And you can find many things from these places, whether it's my casts, my general Flupdates, or You can find all the things that Toffee's involved with. You can also give, if you're feeling really generous, you can give to our Patreon. And our Patreon is www.patreon.com/Toffees. If you have any questions for Toffees or for me, you can follow Toffees at Toffees TV. You can follow me at my Twitter at Flupdota. And also, if you have any questions, questions for the week for the Flupdate, or just questions in general that you want to talk to me, you can always tweet me, or you can send it to my Gmail account, crazyflub@gmail.com. Well, I hope you guys had a good time tonight. I definitely did. It was fun to hang out with a good friend of mine, and you have now been updated. You have a good night, and I'll see you Sunday.
Thanks, guys.